Is it going to stay on this time? Test, test, test. Yo.
Oh, muted. Good evening.
Hey, man. You're on stream.
Good evening, stream.
Good evening. I don't even remember doing last week's Sever mission.
I just did it. The TLDR is you kill Gaul again. They have like you really were like a success, not a failure.
Yeah. I
Congrats.
feel like the
Feel
third
good.
time around, there wasn't much suspense. You know?
Yeah. Although this one, interesting setup. I'm going to wait for you to read it before I comment. Or listen, I suppose.
Oh, have you started the... I guess you don't have a choice. It kind of bamboozles you when you log in.
Yeah, when I was in the helm, like it was like, talk to Eris Norn, or whatever her name is.
Eris Norn.
But maybe this is this the last week?
I think maybe?
Let's take a look. Seasons of the Haunt. Yeah, week 7. This is the last week.
I mean, there's a new season next week? How's that? That seems too soon.
That seems too soon, but this is at least the last week of like releases, I think.
So it's just no content after this?
It kind of looks like it. Yeah, the season doesn't end for another 48 days.
Fuck.
Over a month and a half.
Fuck. 7 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of reaching the end. And maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okie dokes.
Before I jump in, I'm going to head to Mars real quick because I have a glaive to craft.
Oh, do it. What one?
The new the Nezerax Whisper.
Oh, I've almost unlocked it myself.
I unlocked the recipe and I haven't opened it up yet.
Start the glaive grind, level grind.
Yeah, we'll see. Do you want to come with?
I have to stop at the tower, so why don't you go do that and I'll do the tower.
I have to do tower too. Whatever. Multitask.
I'm
Capturing a little bit of
down.
footage tonight for this
to like play in the background?
video essay that I'm working on. Hey Henry, how's it going, brother? Did you see what I posted in the producer's chat?
I did. I haven't had a chance to give it a listen yet.
I'm actually rewriting it from scratch for the 6th time after hearing myself say it out loud. To say it's been an iterative process would be a dramatic understatement. Mailbox, that's not good.
Ever improving. Ever improving.
Yeah, brother. Well, I'm figuring out how to write and how to do video essays for the first time. Like I didn't anticipate I would have to build some of these skills so close to what feels like zero. But I do. Twiddling your thumbs until the store opens? Yeah, you going for some grub? I have. You can go into the vault to deal with you later.
It's interesting though. It's one of those skills that certainly decays if you don't use it.
Which ones? Which skill?
Writing in general, like substantial writing.
Yes, I don't know. Like
I mean, you pick it up You pick it up again quickly.
I can write functional communications very well. I've gotten very good at that because of working.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The thing that I'm not used to doing is, well, I've never actually written anything like this before, like where it's been like a seriously like well thought out like kind of essay. I've written essays for school and shit, but I'm not saying what I think when you're writing for school. Usually you're saying what someone else thinks.
Depending on what it is or where
That's been a
you're
long
at.
time, so.
Yeah. I was going to say my thesis was a written opinion piece backed
Oh,
up
yeah?
by evidence on something. Yeah, and it had to be spoken. So you had to write it to speak it specifically.
That's cool.
It was a long time ago, though.
Nezarek's Whisper.
Certainly haven't done that since, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was on sale, got whatever the Forsaken pack
Oh,
or
you
something
got
like
the
that,
item pack?
The item pack that allowed you to unlock exotics. So I unlocked Thorn, Izanagi's Burden, some sniper rifle, and then
Yeah, I
a
need to get that
bow,
too.
Le Monarch.
Oh, that's a good one. I
And
love
it's
that bow.
sweet. It is so cool.
I actually pulled that into my inventory the other day.
It's really good. It was like $5, and I was like, for $5, you know what? Sure, Bungie, take more of my money. All right. We do have to do a containment first.
Yep,
Get to that
I
point,
figured.
and then we're good to go.
Probably buy some trash, but you'll put a grocery delivery order in later today to avoid that for the next week.
Feel good. I ate a healthy dinner. It's like a veggie wrap thing on flatbread. Wasn't super exciting, but
Sounds quite healthy.
eating like that is never the most exciting, I don't think.
I ate a salad for dinner, so I too feel quite healthy.
You feel good afterwards, at least.
That's why I usually eat them for lunch. I was out doing. I had to go grocery shopping over lunch today, so I just got stop by the Cuban place in nearby, and fuck, it was so good.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Definitely drained the life out of me.
Oh man, did you get like a Cubano of some sort?
Yeah, it's just a traditional Cuban. It's a place here on Greenwood, actually.
That sounds delicious.
It is.
Is it like also like a market too, or no?
Oh no, it's just a strip mall Cuban place.
Oh, some of those can be very, very good. The hole in the wall Mexican, Cuban restaurants. Are you almost light capped? Are you light capped?
Nah, man. The cap is
Is
like
it 575?
I think it's 85.
Oh, is it really
1570.
85?
I think I maxed from the seasonal artifact, so I have the plus 15 from the seasonal artifact.
Mm-hmm.
Actually no, so this says that there's another power bonus. I don't really know how it works exactly, to be honest.
Me either.
Maybe it's 1590. I don't know.
Jeez. What a grind that would be.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to change my shotgun and my Enigma perks real fast. It's a little painful. And go back to 1-2 punch. Even though it doesn't work with bonk, it's still good, I think.
Oh, it's definitely still good.
And I don't actually like Frenzy very much on my Enigma. I think I prefer Unrelenting.
What do I use on mine? Let's see.
Oh, hang on. Glaive Melee doesn't trigger Unrelenting.
Oh.
Oh, never mind. Maybe I'll just leave it on Frenzy then.
I'm rocking a Nezerax with Impulse Amplifier and Unstoppable Force, I think.
Unstoppable Force, isn't that a PvP one?
Is it? I didn't think it was. Maybe it is.
What's it
Let's
do?
see. I need to read it again.
I didn't know that is that on Enigma you have that?
Nezerax.
Oh, you got a roll that looks like that. Gotcha.
Yeah, I have a roll that looks like that.
Word.
Impulse is faster velocity and increased reload speed. And a slight... Yeah. Oh, you were asking about Unstoppable Force, right?
Mm-hmm. Assault mag or tactical mag? I feel like tactical mag is still the play.
I think I like Tactical Mag.
And the extra round is it's too good.
It's pretty good.
Have one more shot. God, I love the way this gun looks.
Oh my God! Your skin on your Ragnoll is sweet.
Gambit leather, dude.
That one's cool.
It's a slapper of a skin. I love it. So my Callus mini tool going, and actually, let's use my Drang. I like my Drang. It actually feels pretty good.
Oh, with the incandescent, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rocket Gallarhorn exotic. Really layer on the solar damage.
Guess I could. I want to put on my Palmyra, level it up a bit. I like using the crafted guns. I guess I need to go to the tower.
I am in orbit for whenever you're ready.
You're just chilling?
Just chilling. I'm good. I just
up.
realized I had silver, so I just bought a couple season ranks to get 2 exotic engrams.
Engrams. You bought some
Bunch of
ranks? Bro.
I know, right?
What a pay pig.
No shit, I guess.
At least buy cosmetics. Like, that's going to stick around forever. Cosmetics ranks ain't going to mean shit in 7 weeks.
No, it was 2 ranks to get the 2 exotic engrams. I just didn't want to wait.
I don't want to wait. Did you see the podcast appearance that I was on?
No.
I posted it in the content feed on Discord.
Oh.
The Bloomer subreddit has a podcast, and I was a guest on it.
The Bloomer subreddit.
Yeah, dude. It was kind of fun.
A transaction to make, Guardian?
Oh my god, I'm full of Umbral engrams. Kill me.
Oh no.
Fucking
There are
kill
worse
me.
problems.
You watched it, Henry? You liked it? Oh man, I'm glad you liked it. Makes me happy. Yeah, I'm trying to get out there, do more stuff, and also just practice being a guest on other people's content.
Mm-hmm.
It's a skill all of its own. Very different from interviewing. Being an interviewer.
Mind the residue left.
Okay,
Welcome
Bloomer.
back.
Exactly. Really cool.
Okay, Bloomer.
Okay, I guess I'm going to the helm.
Maybe you should start meditating with me. I mean, I don't mean physically with
Oh
me.
shit, man! You
I
coming
mean
on to me
mentally.
or something? Jesus.
I mean mentally. Done yoga and meditation sessions.
No homo. What do you
You know,
mean meditating
what-
with you? What does that mean?
I don't mean actually meditating with
I
me.
got
mean
real vibes when you said
meditating
that. Sorry.
along
Maybe
with me in separate times.
ideally
for purposes of, like,
separate
centered-
buildings,
See you soon.
separate root
Chit-chat.
chakras.
You and me.
What do you
Avoid
do
the
for
eye
meditation,
contact.
man?
What news of the war?
Yeah.
You know, I am not very good at it. I've done it, or let me
We have
rephrase.
battles.
In my yoga class, I've attempted to do it twice now, and it's slowly getting better. The whole like notion of like emptying your mind and trying not to like have your mind race through a bunch of things is not easy, at least for me.
I like. I've always liked Naval Ravikant's.
Oh, he's
read
good.
on
I remember
meditation.
when it,
Yeah, on the Joe Rogan podcast, he said that. Excuse me, indigestion. He said that you're supposed to, your mind is supposed to put stuff in front of you when you're meditating. It tells you that there's something you need to figure out, and you should figure those things out. Like that.
oh I just googled him on this. He has a really fun quote.
Yeah.
Meditation is the art of doing nothing. You cannot do meditation by definition if you're doing something you're not in meditation.
Reach, bro. How do I do this? Okay.
But
Alright,
I think
I'm-
it's one of those things where everybody gets something else, something different from it,
Yeah, man.
potentially.
I'm in the helm. Give me a second.
Alrighty.
It is as I feared. We were too late.
Too late.
In spite of our efforts, the lunar pyramid has surged to life, and the depths of the moon roar with this monumental change. Callus has assumed control. But all may not be lost. Callus's psychic imprint is massive. Like a snail coiled within its shell, not all of him has slithered out of the Leviathan and into the pyramid. If we strike now, as one, at the heart of Callus's presence within the Leviathan, we may yet be able to prevent him from turning the power of the pyramid against us. A ritual of this size will require a massive amount of power, and all of our combined efforts. Crow, Keitel, and Zavala will need to coordinate with you. Return to the Leviathan. Gather the reagents we need to perform one last ritual, and perhaps,
I think I'm
just
over this.
Perhaps, we'll be able to prevent disaster.
I think I'm over this.
The storytelling kinda in this last one jumped off a little bit of a ledge.
I think it hit a high point with Zavala. Like,
Yes,
That's where I was like, yes,
cutscenes. Oh
me
yeah, I
more.
was on board with that.
Give me more.
Keitel's was just kind of boring, frankly. Yeah,
It's
Gaul was
okay.
cool.
It's okay.
but-
Talisman tool. Shit. Blam. The reason my camera's off, Rogue Wolf, is because I'm doing some footage capture for a YouTube video. And I'd rather not show my face as much as I am here, though.
All right, you're
I'm gonna head back to the tower real quick because I need to unload some shit
Okay.
from my post box. But then we can go to, you know, where's the other place? The Leviathan.
Leviathan.
The place where you can open engrams is the stupid cryptarch guy.
Yeah, kind of lame.
Here's proof that I exist, Rogue Wolf. Hi. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled programming. I'm running out of space on my hard drives for footage. I have to finally start going back and clearing out old shit. I have two 8 terabyte drives, and I just filled up the second one.
That's outrageous.
I'm tempted to just buy a third and say, fuck
Oh
it.
my god. Oh my god.
Man, uncompressed video is fucking bulk.
Yeah, it's big, but that's still 8 terabytes.
I think it's
That's
like
somebody. Go ahead.
It's like 100 gigs an hour or something like that for uncompressed video, the way I record it.
Is it really 100 gigs per hour?
Something like that, yeah.
I view like hard drive space in the same like comparative space as I don't know if comparative is a word. I might have just made that up. I'm gonna look that up
Comparable?
just to make comparable space is
You just pronounced it wrong.
yeah, probably. I'll go with that. Of like trying to conceptualize what like $10 billion in cash actually looks like. Right?
How much of what looks like?
Like just any large amount of like cash, like actual monetary cash, and like what, like and how much physical space and how large and how heavy
Your
it actually
return
is.
honors me, Guardian.
Okay. And what set you on this task?
Thinking about how much like 8 terabytes of hard drive space is, like
Oh,
what that actually means.
visualizing it, sure.
Yeah, visualizing it. Yeah.
Why does this engram system work this way? This is so like icky. It's so icky. I got an exotic emote for eating popcorn. Sometimes you just luck out.
Checking.
Yeah, here's the stat I was thinking of, and it's not a stat, but if you were to stack $1 billion in ones on top of each other, it'd be almost 70 miles tall.
Well, Titan, let's see what we have
Okay.
here.
That's not any easier to visualize, is it?
No, it's certainly not.
I can't visualize 70 miles very well.
No, but that's kind of the point. Like once you get to that large of a quantity, it becomes nearly impossible. Like 1 billion $1 bills is 4 square miles.
Yikes. Oh,
Like
I think that's a good roll, actually. That's cool. Rapid hit Vorpal on a Percy's D.
oh, that actually sounds pretty
I really
legit.
like the way the scout rifle feels. It's a nice scout.
Just wish I liked scouts more. Maybe I just haven't found the one for me.
I think that they're better in like more difficult content where you have to
Sit back.
sit back a bit more.
Give Izanagi's burden a shot. This is the one where you like overload
It's supposed to
one
wreck.
shell, right?
Yeah.
Press R to consume the magazine. Load a round with additional range and damage. Okay.
Maybe I should go buy mine and get it too. I'm curious.
It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I also want to get a Wither Horde.
The Wither Horde does sound sweet too.
You thought you were crazy when you filled 2 terabyte drives with footage. I mean, their thing is like I have just like all these rendering fragments from all like I have literally raw video for every single podcast I've ever made, and every single piece of content I've ever made in the last 2.5 years, all sitting on these hard drives. That's up.
Be brave.
Be brave. All right, I'll try.
Let's get started.
Some new weapons at the gunsmith. An osmosis
Oh.
kinetic pulse.
Didn't even think to look. Kind of forgot.
Moving target is not my favorite.
Yeah, no.
It's okay for pulses though, because you're usually aiming down sights.
Explosive light Palmyra. It's not too bad. Craftable, but good.
Yeah, it's so easy to craft that. So I'm probably not gonna buy that pulse. I think osmosis is a little bit obnoxious.
They need this wreck filled by tomorrow.
I can buy wreck.
Not good.
So you got Izanagi's. I have 3 Forsaken ciphers.
Oh, do you really? That's kind of sweet.
I'll get
Yeah, I got
Izanagi's.
Izanagi's,
I know I
thorn,
won.
and the bow. The
I might want the last word.
last
It's-
word's cool.
It just
I
looks
remember
so
using
fun.
that.
It's also, isn't it a Cade's weapon?
No, that's Ace of Spades.
Ace, right. I could also get that.
Last word's the one where you like fan fire. At least the animation was really sweet.
Yeah, it looks very cool. Thorn is the one that has the poison effect, right?
Yeah,
Kinda like
Thorn's actually pretty
Osteostriga.
good. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good still. And Bad Juju, I think, is supposed to be good too.
Okay. What else can I get? Oh yeah, Wither Horde. Wow, that's gonna cost me a lot. 100,000 glimmer. Gasp.
Oh my god. Oh, that's the breach loader, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get myself down to 9,000 glimmer.
That's the meta weapon. Is
Oh, I can get
what
Tommy's
everybody uses.
matchbook from here. Oh man, I gotta get this. Shit.
Why? What about this one?
How do you get exotic ciphers? Other than through the battle pass.
Quest. Zer Quest. Right?
Mm.
Or you trade up to them at the
Is it-
Exarch. Or not the Exarch, the Cryptarch.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
I think that's ascendant shards, not exotic
Oh, is it?
ciphers.
You could be very right.
All
Let's
right.
see.
I'll think about this. I got Izanagi's. That was an easy choice.
Yeah, Izanagi's is a good one. Plus, you get it at a high light level, too. Or at least your light level.
Yeah, I like that. It's nice. Oh, it's got cosmetics. Of course it does. Oh my god, that world shaper cosmetic. I don't know. Might be a little too extra.
Yeah, that one's a little out there.
I'm just gonna use the default skin. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the middle one, the whatever
Father?
that one was called. Yeah,
It's very like I'm a sniper in the jungle.
yeah.
Apparently, there's this crazy like
Step
boss
up.
slaying build
Take a look.
you can get with the stasis subclass and the Titan exotic glaive. It looks so fun. I don't know if I can imagine myself logging in to play more of that.
I know. Yeah, I'm with you there.
That's the thing.
I'm
Like the stuff that I got to do in order to get to those rewards is just so.
high barrier.
Well, it's gonna have me just jumping into playlists. Like anything that tells me to go to a playlist is like instantly no. I just, especially if it's go to a playlist and like change your build to use a specific kind of way. I don't know. Maybe I should be less of a curmudgeon.
Could
Returning to
possibly
Urbit.
be that simple, could it?
Maybe I just play. Maybe I just enjoy Destiny while I'm enjoying Destiny, and don't when I'm not.
That's exactly it.
That's a very licking the frosting off the cupcake kind of strategy.
Sort of. It's also a little bit of a self-reflective.
Did you throw me an invite?
I did.
I said you did. Why does it make it so hard for me to accept invites? Bungie.
I don't know.
Why do I have to click 5 different things? Okay.
It's like an unoptimized mobile app that you have to click through 20 things.
All right.
Yeah,
take us down whenever you're ready.
All right, let's hit it. We're gonna go to. You have your bounties.
Yes.
All right.
Going to the moon, right?
Containment away.
I never thought about. Do we get credit for moon bounties when we're on the Leviathan?
I don't think so, but
probably
you never know.
Not, huh?
Did I lose you?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Oh, you're still there. I can.
Sometimes my computer freaks out when I go from windowed full screen to full screen.
Ah, yes.
The game runs a lot better when I'm in full screen. But when I'm like in orbit and stuff, I go to window full screen so that I can like alt tab or do dim and whatever.
Yep. I mean, I always run on windowed full screen.
I get a major performance difference when I run. Like it's noticeably snappier. The inputs are more one-to-one.
Really? Interesting.
So what are we doing here? Hang on. Let me make sure I have the quest. Complete tiers, yeah.
The nightmares are converging.
Oh, cool. We just got it right at the start. So we don't have to do more than one.
And that's why I want to be annoyed at this game. I remember the combat feels awesome.
Yeah, it does feel pretty good.
It always feels good.
But is that enough to sustain it? I mean, it has been.
I guess it's a matter of how far. Like, thinking about like World of Warcraft combat, I was thinking about it. Like, even though it's really good, you can also kind of not think about it. But in this game, you kind of always have to, because you're always first-person aiming. At the end of the day, you know,
Yep.
you're always
a little bit more involved.
I want to find a good target to shoot, but it's not.
Oh, these guys would have been good targets. The Scion yellow bars.
Scions ain't shit. This is. I gotta turn. Oh, like the sword sheath sound is nowhere near as loud as I thought it was going to be on. I thought it was going to be like, shit. Sometimes I have no idea how these trash mobs dodge my fucking ball. It's like teleport out of the way. It's remarkable.
Oh, so there's a trick to using Izanagi's. You don't do it when you have 4 shells in. You have to do it when you only have 2. And it looks like it did the same damage.
Oh yeah? $103K. Whew.
Quite a bit. What the hell you're doing 103? I'm doing much less than that.
Maybe because I'm using all 4
buffs.
shells.
That's what
I also have charge with light, so I'm getting 20% more damage out of
Oh, you're doing 100% more damage with it than I was.
that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Maybe because I'm just
Good.
I'm the main character and you're just a side character.
Obvi.
Well, that sounded way more brutal than I meant it to.
That is pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't need to do this event again.
A nightmare drawn
No,
to
I could
Leviathan,
do without this
seeking
event.
I'm a little
death
disappointed that I
and
never got
faceless
my
enemies
5th
as a
Callus
catharsis
mini
for
tool. I
its
still only
own
got
suffering.
5, and
It
2 of
asks
them
you
were
to deliver such
ones I had to
violence.
pull using all the fucking helm toys, you know?
They're coming.
Oh, yeah.
My Leviathan will not so easily bend to your will.
Interesting. So if you load the supercharged shot on Izanagi's and then swap off without shooting it, you lose the 3 of the rounds. Oh wait,
Oh,
no, is that?
interesting.
Maybe I'm misreading it.
I see
think-
the buff that shows up on the side of the
Oh
screen.
no, it goes down to 1 when you have the supercharged round. That's what it is.
Oh, interesting.
Incandescent is so fucking silly.
A powerful nightmare has risen near you.
Oh, I whiffed. That was brutal. Ah! Lasting impression's kind of funny because occasionally I'll rocket a mob and he'll fucking jump it,
Oh, and then you die?
and then I use my own explosion hits me.
I've died to that so many times. Oh, we're gonna see what the final mob is. This is gonna be a new one, or at least
Will
it
it?
should be. Yeah, it won't be the Scion again. Oh, it's back to the original guy from the first week.
Nightmare of Electrus.
getting shit on.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Oh, another
Lord
Firefly
Simon,
red border.
How long has
Oh,
it
that's
been
sweet.
since I first set foot in your camp, my old friend?
Longer than I care to recount. I remember how Zavala urged me to turn you away. He didn't think refugees belonged there.
And you said that if you could not defend the defenseless, then why have a camp at all? It seems he took that to heart.
Are we supposed to
Suppose
get
I taught him well.
Did we not get enough quest advancement?
Oh. I think we did. Okay. Yeah, we did. Alrighty. To orbit?
Hang on.
Oh, you get your chest.
Yeah, man. Ain't you?
Yeah, I forgot. Gotta be efficient gamers.
Not opening reward chests.
Gas.
Who are you? Who have you replaced? Go. So Izanagi is cool, but I still like my shotgun.
The shotgun's pretty good.
It's just
I
it's
think-
a shotgun.
I'm gonna swap back to the Ragnild and the Le Monarch.
Lamar.
That felt really good.
Still rocking my incandescent cow spinning tool. Board the Leviathan, Mission Catharsis. Yeah. Go ahead and pull us
Shall
out when
we?
you're ready. I'm gonna step away to feed real fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some water as well. I am back if you're there.
Okie dokie.
I am back as well.
I think we've synced our AFK-ometers. Like, we always come back from breaks at the same time.
Pretty damn close. Pretty
So you
damn
can
close.
tell we're meant to be gaming bros.
That's right. Oh, wait a second. Catharsis isn't a separate. This is a whole new activity in the map.
Oh, exciting. There is no Deeg, only Zool.
All right.
Hit it, man.
Let the dialogue begin.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. No margin for error. Eris, Crow, Keitel, get into position and plant your amplifiers. Guardian, straight down the middle. Go make some noise and draw Callus's forces to you.
All right.
Make some noise.
Go mess shit up.
Are you ready, Guardian?
Let's mess shit up.
Oh, yeah.
Amplifier set. Status report. My amplifier is set. I am in position in the throne room. My coward of a father is nowhere to be found.
Oh, this door's finally opening.
Working
I
on
opened it.
I've got a lot of heat back here.
My amplifier is set, but loyalists are converging on my position. Callus is not fooled by our attempt at a diversion.
Do you hear that?
Keitel, what is it? Keitel?
Her comms are being blocked. Guardian, get to the throne room and see what's going on.
Hang on, I want to turn my volume up a little. We were here at the very first mission of the season, weren't we?
I think so.
Remember we had to flee?
Not-
I vaguely remember
Yeah,
having to flee from this.
We had to flee, yeah.
Wow. Daddy Callus, take me. I have your mini tool. Show me your maxi tool. What? Like in my Destiny 2? Gasp. Sure is more dialogue in this game. That's what I'm writing about. Oh boy.
Spoopy.
Whoa.
Didn't expect that.
Amplifier set! Heading to... Crow? Crow, report.
That was a bad
Eris,
thing.
can you reach him?
Crow
I'm already
stubbed his
on my
toe.
way.
Guardian, stick to the plan. Find Callus and...
Uh-oh. They're going one by one.
Savala's dead.
Yes. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. I never did this raid. I kind of...
It was pretty cool. And then
Kinda
coming
sad
down here to
about
find
that.
all of the
Look, this looks familiar.
calluses.
Where is
I
this
think
going to
is
take
gonna
us?
We shall
Let's find out. Chantry of the Darkest
moon.
Hour.
Oh, it's in the pyramid.
Yeah, yeah.
The others are not with you? Then we do this alone.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Look at those feathers.
Father! Do you see me? Show yourself!
Oh, hell yeah. I'm getting into this now. Let's fucking go.
Banner. Are we gonna actually kill the real Callus? Take your bets.
No, of course not. I gotta keep reusing his assets. Of course not. Nothing ever dies in Destiny. Oh, hang on.
Oh, it's a harvester.
Place harvester. Got it.
What?
Oh,
I
oh, oh.
see, daughter.
Oh, this is like
I
great.
see your failures,
This is
your
reused.
doubts, your fears. You could have stood at my side, but instead, you chose this.
I want to fight his chin. Oh, you went immune?
Oh,
I just pop my super too.
same. I did the same thing.
That's funny. What do we gotta do to get him to
Probably kill everything.
it's a relic. You hit him with that? Yeah, that does it.
Yeah.
Gotta use the side.
So that giant head is a
Yeah.
reused. It's reused from the raid.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Hope you don't mind, but I couldn't resist a chance to be a hero one last time.
I have raised
Callus.
the shield. Pull back.
This is going
Oh
to
yeah, shoot the
hurt
skulls.
a lot.
What? What skulls? Oh god.
This is right from the raid.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Maybe if frame rates are lower than I'm used to being in this game.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you pulling?
I don't know. It feels low. Can you get the other side? I pop my super.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's not down yet. Watch the skulls. How bizarre.
Pretty cool I got to see this.
Yeah, I was not expecting this. It's kind of cool.
I'll see if I can just raid back to it. I heard a lot of people say it sucked.
Don't.
Where is Callus?
Dead. He has given himself over to the witness. My father is gone.
Sophie.
puts us back in orbit?
Man, Bungie needs to find a way to do more of this shit, less of everything else.
Right? I'll take us to the helm.
All right. And the heroes bravely punch the villain in his crotch. The end.
All right, spooky helmet.
Hey, get out of the way.
I'm assuming we have to talk to the spooky helmet.
Usually the way it works.
Even with all our strength, we barely stopped Callus. This was not a victory, Guardian. It has merely bought us time. Callus has become an emissary of the Witness. He is the harbinger of the second collapse. For all we know, this was Callus's plan from the beginning. Luring Guardians to his side with promises of riches
Oh, no.
and lavishing them with praise. Only to slaughter all of humanity.
Oh, no.
At the behest of a voice whispering to him in the dark. Callus may be gone, but the Leviathan remains, and it will take months to clear out the remaining nightmares and assure it is no longer a threat. But even those efforts may be for naught. We have reached the point of no return. The Witness is near. It is the beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end.
Oh. Trying to decide what I think about all of that.
It's like it's the trope, right? You defeat one villain only to realize that haha, they were actually reporting to a bigger villain. It's Oh, there's an audio log here.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
I received your last message. Whatever reckless plan brings you to the reef need not be shared with the Vanguard or the Guardian. But keep me informed at the very least. Those haunted here have found a measure of peace, but it takes more than resolve to overcome one's regrets. We have both felt it. Our moment of pain can weave into the whole of our lives. How it binds us to patterns of thought and action. I have stared into the eyes of my pain made manifest, pleaded with it, raged at it. What face would your nightmare wear? For so long, I believed peace was beyond my reach. No more. I have found it in guiding others down the same path that saved me. But I might allow myself to want more than peace. What? I am not certain. Is joy the word? Might I find that again? You told me to live my life. There is more truth in you than either of us would care to admit. I have something that will be of interest to you. The lunar pyramid remains rife with secrets. Meet with me, and we will discuss what I have found. Take care, Rat.
Who is Rat? Who's Rat?
Rat?
Did you not hear the end of the audio log?
I did. I didn't hear that. How did it?
She said, "Take care, Rat." That was the last line.
Oh, I missed that part then. Do you have subtitles on?
Yeah.
Huh.
Take care, comma, Rat. Capital R, Rat.
Some sort of pet name for each other?
For who? Who is she talking to?
Zavala?
Why do you... What... Are you guessing, or are you thinking?
No, I'm guessing. I don't know what else that would mean. She was talking to Zavala, right? So.
But did you hear Zavala say anything?
At the end there?
At all? In that whole audio log? Oh, Zavala had lines? I didn't hear Zavala at all in mine.
I think we had different audio logs.
What was yours?
Amanda Holiday and Zavala.
Oh, you haven't clicked that thing once, have you?
No, I did. I just got the thing for all of them.
Okay. The one I just heard was Eris Morn talking about facing her nightmares and how there's still secrets on the lunar pyramid. And
maybe I fucked
she
something up.
said something. She was talking to someone about their mission to go into the reef. Sorry, I assume you were listening to the same thing. I don't know.
I thought we were too.
Oh.
Bungie's throwing a fast one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna miss the helm. I'm trying to decide if I think that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, I think it was, man.
I think so too. I think
that I don't know, like the Zavala stuff. I think every week needs to be that good.
Yes.
The Crow stuff, and I hate to say it, even the Keitel and Gall stuff was just not good enough.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as good. Definitely wasn't as good.
I'm gonna stop recording now.
Save some hard drive space.
I gotta get out of the habit of like recording multi-hour sessions. I'm trying to just do target recording. I wanted to get some nightmare containment, and I wanted to get the story mission.
Yeah.
That's over now.
That is over now.
Which means I can turn my face back on. Ooh. Yeah, so my video essay right now it took me a while. It took a bunch of drafts to kind of figure out what it is I want to say, but I think what I want to say is something to the effect of that Destiny asks a lot from players in order to extract its value. It asks a lot from players. And that the big moments that make it feel worth playing, if you're not an achievement-focused gamer, are not enough. And in order for this to kind of transcend a broader appeal to a more broad audience, they have to find a way to deliver narrative content, and at certainly at higher volume, but also in a way that is actually targetable. If you wanted to learn about the story of Callus, how would you do that? You can't learn it by playing the game. You can't learn anything about Destiny's story by playing the game.
Not anymore, at least. Now that they vaulted everything.
Even then, though,
Yeah, no, it was always difficult to extract.
it was always difficult to extract because they're so worried about making sure that you're always first-person shooting whenever you're in a situation where you're playing with someone else, which is basically all the time.
Do people play this for the narrative, though? Have we talked about that? We probably have.
Well, no, because anyone who wants it leaves.
Who wants it leaves? Yeah.
It's self-selecting in that sense.
Yeah.
Like all the collection stuff, all the RPG stuff is okay for me. Like I don't mind it. I do enjoy some of it, but it's not a good enough reason to get me to log in. You know?
No, these systems aren't good enough to just be the hook themselves.
Yeah. Like, so I really miss my Sunset Bygones pulse rifle from Forsaken. If I learned that the Bygones pulse rifle was farmable in a Nightfall next week, would I log in to play the game just so I could farm this weapon that I love? No. I would not. Because the stuff of Destiny 2 is not what motivates me.
It's just what motivates most of the consistent player base, probably.
Well, it's because it's what's here.
Yeah, it is. What's
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's what they built, and so that's who they attract. And I think it goes all the way back to the Taken King.
What's new?
You know?
Oh yeah, probably.
Like that's an old Destiny legacy. It predates Destiny 2. I mean, Destiny 2 was sort of an attempt to go for a bigger audience. They scaled back the complexity of the loot game. They put more focus on locations and narrative, and no one liked it. I mean, sorry. The people who loved Destiny didn't like it. And it turns out that was their stable business model, people who love Destiny.
Yeah.
And the fickle AAA people. I don't know.
I mean, it's probably why Destiny doesn't pick up a whole lot of new players.
Mm-hmm.
Must be.
That and also the terrible way it prices its content.
Oh my god, it's so bad. It's... You know, on the surface, you would think that it's okay, because it's like, hey, you just buy the game, and then you can play it, right?
Yeah,
you
pay
don't
the
have to pay
content you
monthly
want.
Service. Yeah. But
That's
really...
not how it plays out at all.
Really, if you want to play the content that's relevant, you drop in $100, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, minimum.
And if you want the rest of it, it's like 125 or 130. Like 130 out the door, you'll get everything. And that's really,
and that's
really
only if
bad
you're not,
for new players.
And that's only if you're not doing microtransactions.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
Throw
in an additional 20. Season pass, $15, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're buying cosmetics, if you're, I mean, I don't know. There's lots of ways you can. But
it'd be one thing. It was $15 a month. You get all of the content. You buy a season pass that's extra, sure, and then you can buy cosmetics on top. That would be palatable. Not spend $150 up front. like what? Okay, Star Citizen.
Yeah, dude. Ah, yeah, dude.
And I'm normally for the price of video games increasing, right? By and large, I think that's healthy. but not doubling.
A couple of cool ornaments in the Bright Dust store today.
Oh, the trace rifle one, the Cold Hard, whatever it's called.
There's an Austringer one too.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, that one is pretty cool.
Also, the Sunrise Saber for Black Talon it smacks of Kel Serrara, man.
Oh my god, it does.
I've had World of Warcraft on the brain a lot lately.
What? Now, did you ask me if I was gonna play Death Knight because you want to play a Blood DK and switch it up and tank?
No, I actually don't want to. I'm just gonna play a warrior, man. I mean,
Are you really? Oh, I was like,
of course.
I had this thought. I was like, oh shit, is he gonna change it up and play something different that's not warrior for this X pack? I'm like, it could be crazy.
That would be crazy. Oh, hey, look, I found the Team USA shader here in the store. Temperature wash. Have a look at this.
Oh yeah, let me see.
Red, white, and blue, baby.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna buy it. Ooh, this one's styling. I like that.
Coastal suede. Gonna play the warrior.
Yeah, I mean, one class is enough for me. It's just like I like playing a melee meat brain. I don't know why. I know it's true. Like I could enjoy like playing like a rogue or even like a paladin potentially, but it would just feel like playing a fake warrior to me. I'd just be playing it like a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
It's like why play something that's not as bang on? So let me ask you this.
Warrior is good in Wrath, so it's not like you're missing out on not playing a good
Warrior's
class.
pretty much good in everything. I mean, especially in all the old content. So
Yeah,
but it doesn't even matter to me if it's good because I'm.
play it anyways. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any WoW content that I would want to do that my class selection would prevent me from doing, unless I was trying to do like speed clearing content. But I don't want to do that kind of content. So Speaking of content, is there any content in this game that you would like to go do? Still,
At this point, I'm kind of Destinied out.
can duality be duoed? Duality dungeon. Destiny duality duo.
Another message from Mara?
If it's as hard as the Grasp of Avarice, I don't know if I have enough brain power. Apparently,
I
it's
think
way
it's
more
supposed to
combat
be.
focused.
Yeah, it's supposed to be difficult, and it's supposed to be kind of long.
But like that's like one of the experiences that we have not that we would actually enjoy doing in this game.
Probably.
It takes
Probably, yeah.
it takes some effort, but
Certainly would take effort. I'm trying to decide if I'm just like over the season now that we finished that last mission.
yeah, that's the question, right? Like why?
Well, what pisses me off? It pisses me off is a strong word. What irked me is that the Grasp of the Duality dungeon, excuse me, didn't scale your light level to do it, and it's like,
Yeah.
why would every
Why are
other
they-
thing in the season scale except this? Like the heck? How does that make sense, Bungo?
Here's a better question: why does light level need to exist at all?
Oh God, right?
So I actually looked this up just so I can get an understanding of what light level actually does when you're under or over leveled. I made this spreadsheet. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. Oh, here he goes. Destiny power level, damage dealt and received.
Okay.
So, okay. When you're 10 levels above the content, you do the same damage and you take 92% damage of what you normally take. And the damage that you receive scales down linearly all the way to like 60% damage received, so a 40% reduction when you're 50 levels above. So that's basically the same as 100 resilience.
Okay.
But it's obviously multiplicative of resilience. So if you went to the EDZ, that's what's going on. You don't gain any damage output, just reduction of damage input. which for content that's below your light level is sort of, I don't know how much it matters.
Irrelevant? Yeah, what does that even matter then?
What matters more is when you're under. When you're under light level, 10 levels is almost a 25% reduction in damage output, and a 30% increase in damage taken. 20 below, you do 2/3 the damage of normal, and you receive double damage.
That's virtually impossible. I've tried to do something 20 below.
Yeah, it's just. And so, like, what is the level of duality?
1550. Or no, not 15. Yeah, 1550.
Yeah. And your level is?
Somewhere between 1548 and 1550.
So you're on level for it now, at least.
Yeah, I'm on level for it, basically. But it took the whole season, right?
Yeah, 7 weeks. I mean...
7 weeks.
You've taken some pretty serious time off.
I have, yeah. There are a couple weeks I only played maybe a day or two, right? At most.
Yeah. I mean, you also just took some weeks off because of travel.
Yeah. They still gated it, though, which was weird. I mean, maybe for a mass majority of the player base, it's not a problem because everybody was already 1550 coming into the season, at least. So the guys are out there soloing Duality Dungeon with 1600 light level or whatever it is.
Yeah, and if I try to look up, like, low-mans for Duality, it's like all this shit about fucking tryhard soloing it. Like, that's what all the talk is about.
Mm-hmm. It's probably difficult to duo.
Yeah. Is a master level. It's 1590.
Was there really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently.
People are probably soloing that too.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
I've never been less interested in doing high-level content than in this game, I think.
Really?
Like, in the 7 weeks of playing, we haven't done a single nightfall.
Oh, yeah, true.
And I don't feel bad about it.
I did one, but I don't know. I don't think it's something I need to come back and do again. I mean, nightfalls are just hard strikes, right?
Yeah, and if you die, you have to start over.
Yeah, I think there's this sort of idea that if you repackage the same content with like different numbers, that it's new content. And I think that's only true for people who play games for very like I don't know. If the numbers are the game, if the checkbox is the game, then I get that. You know, I also wonder with Destiny. I think I'll probably write about this in my video essay. Because I also think there's a lot of like Babby's first MMO stuff happening here, where people sort of got suckered into Destiny as like the Halo successor, and without having actually ever played a robust MMO in their life, like a mature MMO that's not Destiny.
Oh,
and so
absolutely.
And so they kind of don't see what's happening here. Like they don't understand time gates. They don't I mean, I think
some
that
might, but I think you're right.
And or like the way that they put modifiers on content and try to tell you that it's like okay, or like how all the missions we played are just rebaked versions of stuff that that's old content.
Mm-hmm.
it seems like Destiny players accept a lot.
Yeah.
In terms
oh my
of,
God, yes.
it's one of the most. It's interesting because the world is enormous, but it somehow manages to be one of the most repetitive experiences I've ever had in a shared world game. Why does it feel so repetitive compared to like World of Warcraft? Like, WoW didn't feel this repetitive, even at its worst.
But Destiny's player base are, dads playing PlayStation 4 on the couch with kids playing in the background, right? When they got 45 minutes or 50 minutes. Or moms. Whatever. It's not gender stereotype.
What are they doing in that 45 minutes? What are they doing?
Well, I would imagine they're going to jump around, go do some containment, still work on maybe the Witch Queen campaign they haven't done. Maybe they don't own all the season content, so it's going to be doing patrols and stuff.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm not... Yeah, like, there's the gamer who's so casual that they can't get through the campaign content. Like, I'm sort of not that interested in what those people think. Because the problem I'm interested in is what is the game after you get through that stuff,
Sure.
After you, lick the frosting, as I like to say. What's the rest of the cupcake?
For us?
For anyone.
It's a collection, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what...
literally it.
So in my rewrite of this video essay, I actually picked out a section from SkillUp's Forsaken review where he talks about how something that Bungie had dramatically improved in Forsaken was the overlapping rewards economy. Where basically what he did was he described how he decided to go do content because he was looking through his collections pane and saw an exotic weapon he didn't have. And so he decided... And so he had to do research outside the game to figure out where to get the exotic. He found out had a chance to drop from Lost Sectors. And then he did this whole narration about how he went on to pick up a whole bunch of bounties. And how even though he didn't get the Lord of Wolves to drop from his Lost Sector, because the game asked him to do so much garbage in order to actually hang on, that's not very clear. Because the game gave him so many little rewards for just getting out into the world and doing anything that he didn't feel bad about not getting his shotgun drop. That's kind of like I think that perspective is sort of a wedge for me. I'll have to send you the clip. It's like only 2 minutes long.
What do you mean by wedge? Like,
well, it's a way for me to...
Or it's like into the door.
Yeah, it's exactly. Like, it helps me understand what people who love Destiny get out of it. And I mean, I sort of intuitively know that, but it helps me grasp it more tactily. Because people who love Destiny, like, if you could get that rush of completing like 25 bounties, maybe that's what the dad who logs in for 45 minutes is actually getting.
Maybe, yeah.
And the chance of getting in, like, an exotic or an armor roll. Like, there's like a...
What other games
they're playing for the stuff. The stuff is the content. What they're doing to get the stuff is not the content. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I 100% get what you're saying. I agree. I think that's absolutely what this game is.
And I think that one of the things that weakens it is that from a social perspective, most of the game's content asks nothing from you. So it's not like another MMO where, like, you're having to do a lot of social networking and shit in order to get stuff. Like, I was thinking about farming Black Hands of Breath from Black Rock Depths,
Yeah.
Like, you need to, like, either have a crew or you need to play with a lot of different crews in order to get that piece of loot to drop.
Yep.
And yeah, you may be grinding the same content over and over again, but the nature of WoW is sufficiently different from this that, like, you kind of have WoW isn't worried about making sure that you're in combat 100% of the time. You know?
No, yeah,
It's like it'll let you stop and talk to an NPC. It'll show little scenes playing out. It'll have you read a note. It'll have you unlock a door. You know, there's all these other verbs for being in that world, whereas for Destiny, the only verb is shoot.
Yep. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to interact with anybody.
And, you know, like, maybe if all you care about is shooting, then I guess there are people out there who are okay literally with just, I want all the time action and I want to check my boxes.
Yeah, I mean...
I guess that's the audience, is like action checkbox checkers.
I think it is a different audience, I agree. And that's why I kind of posed, what other games do Destiny players play?
Yeah, I don't
What did
really
they play
know.
before Destiny?
There are some planet-side players that I'm aware of who play Destiny. Which actually makes a lot of sense to me, because they're both action games, and PlanetSide has a pretty large like collection component to it.
Totally does.
Like, you know, getting your battle rank up, Araxiuming all the weapons, getting all the achievement cosmetics and stuff like that.
And the cert grind just takes time, and it all takes certs and collecting those and then spending that. Yeah, I mean, the whole feedback cycle there, right?
Yeah, so I think that there's some overlap there.
Super small sect of players, though.
Yeah, it's not really a substantive overlap because the PlanetSide scene is so small.
Yeah, it's not like there's a big overlap between World of Warcraft players and Destiny, right? I would imagine that probably doesn't exist.
That is a crossover that interests me more, because like comparing strikes to playing to running dungeons in World of Warcraft. You know?
How's it? Apples to oranges, right?
Well, it is, but it shouldn't be, because they're both meant to be kind of accessible group PvE content.
Yeah.
But somehow strikes in this game, I mean, I think it's because they, for whatever reason, they've never bothered to update strikes to kind of match the power of Guardians over time. There's been a massive power growth. But World of Warcraft creates new dungeons every single expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Which it must be tremendously expensive for them to do. You know, I look at Guild Wars 2, which very rarely makes new group PvE content. I think End of Dragons is kind of like an experiment for them, where they made all the 4 strikes from the story missions, which seems to be copying Destiny, but they're going for the 10-player thing, and whereas Destiny scales everything down.
Yeah, I mean, Guild Wars does have the meta events, though, that kind of fill a gap there, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't fill a gap that Destiny also fills. There's no equivalent experience in Destiny.
No, that's
to Guild Wars meta events.
Yeah, there's not. And that's what I mean. Like, Guild Wars has this, like, additional layer, right, where Destiny is just no layers.
Well, it has an actual open world.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if this game would be a lot better if the open world was more like Guild Wars 1, you know? And your party was established when you went in, and you had the whole place to yourself, and it wasn't like, I don't know.
Would it have been strictly better as a cooperative, like, shooter game with seasonal content?
Like,
would that have just been better? And instead of trying to build yourself as an MMO shooter.
Here's what I wrote in my last I'm not reading verbatim, I'm just paraphrasing. In my last draft, and I'm gonna reuse it in my current draft of the video essay. Was when you and I played the Grasp dungeon. Hey Shuffle, how's it going? We played the Grasp of Avarice, and you you afterwards you compared it to that epic. You compared the rush from winning to the epic rank up session we had in arenas and WoW, the 2v2s, right?
Yep.
And what I wrote is, I don't remember if I actually said this to you at the time, but what I wrote is that what I don't understand is why the whole game isn't this way.
Yeah,
Why isn't the entire game like Grasp of Avarice? Something content that actually pushes back at you. Content that is actually much more about what you're experiencing with your feet and hands and not what you're experiencing in your inventory. You know?
And that
I don't
content
actually
was gated.
Well, I mean, it was behind a paywall. But I mean,
Come on.
what if the EDZ was all at that level? You see what I'm saying? Like, what if all the strikes, instead of being these fucking bubblegum affairs, were dungeons? And like, what if they got rid of light levels and just gave us interesting experiences, and each dungeon or whatever it is had a piece of loot that you could grind, or a set of loot, you know?
Yeah.
Which is exactly what dungeons are now. I don't know. It's a game that seems like it's too broad and too narrow at the same time.
Yeah, in a way.
And I'm currently waiting for your dog to get out of the vet from dog attack. Oh my god, that sounds terrible.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry to hear that. Was it bad? Like, oh, fuck. Dog attacks are brutal, man. I've never experienced anything like that in my life.
Seen one.
Anyway. So that's the question: is why isn't the whole game like that?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking it rhetorically, but I actually want to pose it to you, non-rhetorically, because I'm curious if you could propose an answer to it.
I mean,
what would it be?
My answer, I think, is going to be very like, it's like based on the cost of the game, probably in the studio that's making it.
So you're saying that dungeon content is too expensive to make?
I think it's more difficult to make, probably, or to make it well. There's probably a cost factor to it. In the end, cost is probably the best word, right? The operative word. Resourcing, time, etc. You name it. It's all built into that. It's more complex.
So you think that
yeah.
So you think that content like Severs is cheaper to make? And that's why there's more of that than there are dungeons?
So I do think they're cheaper to make, but the other aspect of it, I think you can't look at new content through that lens necessarily, right? Because I think the reason that content over the last expansion or two exists in the way it does is because, in effect, Bungie has a solved equation for what's going to sell to their current player base and what's going to sustain them. So that's what they keep chugging out. Now,
you're talking about you aren't really answering my question at the level that I'm asking it.
I think so. You're asking why isn't the whole. If you're asking
what you're doing
is
saying the game is this way because it's attracted a base of players who like this game and they make the game for those players.
No. So it's that's why it's saying there's two different facets to it, right? There's
Okay.
the new content, but then there's what existed when the game was originally created, right? Why wasn't when the game made full of Grasp of Avarice dungeons? Is in effect what you're asking.
Sure.
Because after that, it's irrelevant, right? And I think the short is Destiny 1 was pretty much solely that, right? It was
Good timing.
all about collecting and grinding, and people played it, I think, kind of for the novelty of what it was at the time. You know, that multiplayer, persistent world.
Yep.
But I think that luster has since fell off for, all of the players, of course, who no longer play it.
Yeah, I don't know why no one else has tried to make a a PvE MMO first-person shooter.
Guardian,
There must be a really good reason.
was just telling me you were on your way.
Maybe
This
there's
is a
like
new
a
Deeg
barrier.
Thoughts spin-off show, Deeg versus Max gaming debates. If I could get Max to show up and to do a planned debate with me, I would totally make that show.
I do schedules.
Do you?
Never seen
Oh,
so
yeah.
many humans in one place
I actually,
before.
for a little while, thought it would be fun. I actually proposed the idea with you of doing like a news discussion. You're kind of like, you know. I
I'd
think
totally
it's-
do it. I would do it. I just my like barrier to entry for that is to have some sort of schedule that I can divulge to my wife. To be like, I'm going to set aside X time, and then as long as we're on the same page with that, it's cool.
Yeah. Also, I just kind of feel like you and me just like playing shit and hashing it out is from a content perspective
Come
just
on,
as good.
let's talk.
I don't know if I don't know. There's definitely something really I really enjoy about hashing this shit out with you. That's why I do it.
Yeah, it's more organic. There's something to be said about that.
Case shuffle requires stitches on the leg, but pretty far down. Okay, it doesn't sound as terrible as it could. Bog attacks.
Yeah, that's
Okay, but
fucking-
back to Destiny.
I think you were discussing how the luster of what Destiny was kind of wore off.
Well, at first blush, it seems to be a place, a world that you would want to explore. But it actually isn't that. It's more like a series of varied and textured arenas that are very cleverly disguised as worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
And I'm not really too sure if how much I can break down what makes it a world or not. I think it's kind of hard. I think a world can be a world for many ways, but I think persistence is part of it. I think there's also a sort of like, and this is the thing that MMOs are supposed to do well, is to allow you to interact with the world in multiple ways. You know, like the very simple verb of like having an NPC who you can fight or talk to. And somehow Destiny is a game with no NPCs that you can talk to outside of these, like, you know, helm or tower areas.
It's like
And even
reading
when-
a good book, yeah.
And there's no interactivity to the speaking either. It's clearly a gesture to the idea.
Good to see you, Guardian.
And the question is, why go to all the bother? And they go to a tremendous amount of bother to
Yeah.
cloak this multiplayer arena PvE FPS in this cloak of this sci-fi world. And why?
Keep people coming back. Or the
How
players they have
much
coming back.
how much more do you think that this game does better than it would have done if they had just made a successor single player series to Halo and called it Destiny with space magic?
You know, no, it probably wouldn't have done better. But, well, I mean, that's hard to say, because they would have been on to at least game 3 or 4 by now, right? In
Yes.
the same time frame.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's a hard statement to... Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think you can effectively say one way or the other, but I think there's a valid argument to say that they could have made just as much go in the other direction, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, so-
why would... Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, they try to veil story in this game, but it's just not there. So, and you quickly realize that in playing it.
Yeah,
So the
and you
story's
stop
not-
playing for it. You learn
stop
not to care about it.
Yeah. And if that's what drew it, and if you came to this game thinking you were going to play it like kind of single player off in your own time, that's why most people don't stick around, probably. Or that's why
Yeah,
the
and-
player base exists as it does.
Right, but there are also ways to tell stories that are multiplayer friendly, like lots of MMOs do.
Yeah.
And it's so obvious that so much of like the voice lines and narrations, sometimes it seems like what they're doing is just trying to prop up the fourth wall and make sure that the preposterous things the game is asking you to do, like for example, going back to do a campaign mission as a strike. They put in a lot of like clever voice lines and lore justifications for why you're doing the same thing, and you fight the same boss with a different name. Like, I mean, come on. We know what's happening here, but the game is trying to like be like, ha. But no, this is actually not Panoptes. This is actually his evil brother who substituted for him, but he's not as good. And it's like, give me a break. And it's always trying to like pull the wool over our. I just don't understand why. The part of me that likes social narrative RPGs with action doesn't understand why the narrative aspect of this game is so underfed, and why the socializing is only limited to shooting the same enemies at the same time.
Yeah, I mean,
like, where are the sparrow races, man?
that would be sweet.
How about give us something with space combat? I mean, maybe they look at Warframe as a cautionary tale, and they probably should. Although Warframe has some of the same fundamental problems that this game has. Funnily enough. Bungie likes to tell stories without letting the pesky player interaction thing get in the way. Yeah, and I mean, it's true. You never feel like you're making the story happen in this game. Closest I think we felt was the Forsaken campaign. But even then, we were just being reactive. Shuffle, $850 bill. Ah, fuck, dude. That's... Is the owner of the dog who attacked your dog at least going to be covering it? Like, that's just wild. Sounds like you got wife aggro.
Sorry, I gotta swipe it away, aggro. I need to go make the bed.
That's okay. I'm gonna step away for a second too.
Yep, I'll be back.
Shuffle, they said they would cover half. Dude, their dog fucked up yours, and you're gonna pay half. I don't know, like, is this neighbor a friend or something? Like, bro, they should be covering the whole fucking thing. I think you know that too. You must have a good reason for not pushing for it. Kai, what's the context of this discussion? Oh, so Max and I just finished playing um the seasonal content for Destiny for this season. So we're in season 17 of Destiny 2, Season of the Haunted. This is the 7th week, and every single week they've had a new small content drop where you get a little bit of story and a little bit of action. Well, a lot of action and a little bit of story, be more accurate. And we just finished it, so we're kind of recapping. And also, I'm on the side working on a video essay about Destiny, so I'm just kind of thinking through these things. Shuffle, you'll talk with him about it tomorrow. I was in a rush. Yeah, of course. I mean, take care of the dog first, definitely. Yeah, unless your dog was part of making the conflict happen. I mean, even if you don't pay for the vet bill at all, you still have to have to pay the cost of having an injured dog. That should be only cost you should have to pay in this interaction. But you know that. You know. So the video essay I'm working on for Destiny right now, I think it's going to be titled, assuming I don't rewrite it for the 7th time, which is not an exaggeration, by the way.
What's new?
Assuming I don't rewrite it for the 7th time, it's going to be titled something like, Destiny is a lot of work, but is it worth it? And so I'm going to talk about what I see as the work that Destiny asks you to do in order to get the value out of it. And it's going to be focused on someone who's not playing for collections or achievements, which I think is a distinct perspective, a perspective that is distinctly different from the core audience of this game. I imagine people will find the perspective interesting for that reason or not interesting for that reason. And essentially, right now, the answer to that question of whether I think it's worth it is no. Not unless you're not unless you have a bunch of friends who you like gaming with who are also playing it, in which case, play whatever game they're playing. Like, don't worry if it's Destiny or not. Or if you really enjoy checking boxes, you really enjoy achievements, you really are motivated by that. If that's something that you love, then I think you can get a lot out of it, probably. But if you don't, there's not enough meat on the bones. Title is Destiny really about this? And put a shocked face on the thumbnail.
To see if he has any recommendations.
Henry, I need you to be my YouTube thumbnail consultant. Anyway, I shouldn't really want to play any more Destiny. I think I've played enough lately. Oh my god, I got the Among Us ship. I saw this on Reddit earlier. Check this out. The Among Us ship, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget an arrow pointing to something. Absolutely. What would be a good shader for this? That's pretty good. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, I'm trying to develop a competency to make video essays. So Destiny just happens to be the thing that was on my mind when I started sitting down and writing. And I kind of wish I'd chosen something different because it's kind of a hard topic to write about, to be honest. But it's been really it's been starting to surface the process that I need to follow in order to do video essay content, which is very different than podcast content. Much more different than I imagined it would be. Much more different.
Wife aggro is over.
Defeated the boss. Congrats, sir. Did you get any loot?
Not this time. Not this time.
She's in the room, in other words. Understood. So, I don't want to play any more Destiny tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
Unless you want to do duality, which we can plan a night around that. I'd be happy to just come back and do that any old night.
Yeah, same. I think that seems reasonable for
We're
me.
both light level. I think we both have builds we like. I might tweak mine a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, mine's well enough for dealing with AoE mobs and strikes. Like, I think it's tuned enough for that.
I wonder if my Palmyra is high enough level that I can get enhanced auto-loading holster yet. I read that with if you get a Palmyra with enhanced auto-loading holster, then you can perfectly pull off a combo with Izanagi's Burden with it.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. Kai, you think that makes sense? Practice with whatever is relevant to you in the moment. Yeah. And I have a few other topics that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the planet side thing that we talked about the other night. The sort of realization that the sort of skillful individual player perspective for planet side is kind of just being forgotten about. Seems to be being forgotten about. I wonder what Rel's going to say to me after I make that. Be interesting. I'm sure he'll take it professionally, but I don't know. I also just kind of wonder. And I also want to do one on Guild Wars 2 and the cost that its devoted players are going to pay in order for the Steam launch to be a success, which is going to be happening like probably later this year or early next year.
Is that the timing that they're putting it for?
They don't have an announced timeline, but I mean, I'm just assuming that that's what they're targeting. All the stuff that's happening in Guild Wars 2 right now is only about making sure good players have a good new experience. That's all they've worked on since Into Dragons came out. And they just did a massively unpopular balance patch where they gutted all of the class flavor from support in the game, and they homogenized everything around boons.
Oh, that's right.
And it makes the game of group composition simpler, but also a lot shittier in the process. So obviously trying to dumb down the way buffs work in the game is a cost that devoted players are paying in order to maximize the potential for new players getting involved. And I'm asking, what other things are happening in Guild Wars 2? And maybe there's not enough into this topic. It might not be deep enough for me to actually go into it, but it's the goal of it would be to shine a light on Guild Wars 2 making the choice to go for the Steam launch and what that means for the game. And I'm not really sure what the answer is, if I'm totally honest. There's still a part of me that thinks that going for a Steam launch is kind of like giving up a little bit.
I thought I understood what the Travelers said.
It's like
caving to pressure.
I mean, it's kind of like selling your company, It's like,
no, it certainly is.
You give up on maximizing all the profit that you get into your own hands in order to go to a bigger pool. But then you also dilute your agency, which is sort of like saying, okay, like I'm done here. I mean, they're still going to be making the game, but a 30% cut on Steam is no joke. And they've also,
no joke at all.
And it's been 10 years, and they haven't done it. 10 years. Have there been any MMOs that have launched on Steam after being successful for 10 years?
How long was ESO out for?
And not 10 years.
Not 10 years, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it launched in 2014.
Rift went to Steam, but again, game's non-existent now for the most part. The Old Republic went to Steam.
Right, but also that was in the first few years, right? Like within the first three or 4 years, I think.
Oh, I thought it was later than that. I thought that was new in the last just handful of years.
I'm logging out of
Could be
Destiny.
very wrong. Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do, but clearly it's not that.
Not Destiny.
Yeah. Let's look at this. Curious. So
No, Star Wars: The Old Republic came to Steam in 2020.
And it launched in 2011 or 12, didn't it?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was 2012. Announced on 2008. Man, I remember when it was announced, the hype machine.
Oh god, that hype trailer. Oh my god, it was
dude,
so good.
A modern Star Wars MMO. I just wish I could tolerate the action in it. I wish I could tolerate it, but I can't.
It's got better. Like the graphics have been updated, but
So actually, yeah,
it's not what you would want.
This is a pretty similar to the move that SWToR did, because 2011 to 2020 is about 9 years. That's very similar to what ArenaNet's dealing with. I really thought it launched a lot earlier. I must be thinking of Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls Online Steam launch.
That was like 2015.
It didn't last very long without Steam, I don't think.
No.
I think that the big thing with SWToR that happened earlier on was actually going free to play, not the Steam thing. Right?
No, that was still pretty delayed too. I mean, it didn't go free to play for probably the better part of 5 years.
I mean, Guild Wars 2 pulled the same move. It went free to play. Shit, was it before Path of Fire or before Heart of Thorns? Elder Scrolls released in April 2014. And Steam launch. Steam is not on their wiki page. Oh, they're not on Steam?
What's not?
Elder Scrolls Online?
I thought they were.
I thought they were too. Elder Scrolls.
No, it totally is. It totally is.
Yeah. Okay. Elder Scrolls Online Steam launch. Yeah, I just searched for this. It's a bunch of bugs about people who can't launch the game on Steam. When did Steam launch? Wow, why is this so hard to find? SWToR went freemium quite early, I think. I thought so too. Like, that was in the first couple years. Like, it just did not last in the wild. I remember thinking it was just going to die, but they figured it out.
Let's see.
Elder Scrolls Online. Date of Steam launch.
Oh, you're right. SWToR went free to play in 2012.
Yeah, within a year, dude.
November
Even last
2012.
a year. That is a massive.
It's just over, but barely.
Still, like, that's nothing in game dev terms.
Yeah, that is nothing.
Rogue Wolf ESO launched on Steam in July 2014. And really? So in the first, so it started on Steam. Okay, maybe that's why I can't find anything about it. Somehow I thought that the Steam launch for ESO was later. I must be confusing it with SWToR.
I certainly didn't buy ESO on Steam when it launched. I don't remember where though.
You pre-purchased SWToR, Henry?
I did too. Who didn't at that time?
Man. Every once in a while, I like to just check what SWToR gameplay looks like.
All right, so Star Wars.
so I can remind myself why I'm not playing it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you can look past the combat,
I can't though.
I mean, as long as you're playing a lightsaber class, it's tolerable. It's better than tolerable. As long as you can play a lightsaber class, it's better than tolerable. Any of the shooting classes, though, the combat feels like poop.
Oh, it looks like Josh Strife Hayes did his MMO series
Recently, yeah.
about this game recently.
Mm-hmm. Gave that a watch.
What did he have to say?
His biggest critiques were actually about all the some of the biggest were they were like they were actually commenting on the systems in the game were some of his biggest critiques.
Like what?
And, there's like a lot of like
Nolan North voicing everyone.
Nolan North voicing everyone.
Oh,
yeah.
This is funny. Hang on, I like to listen to this segment. Go on. Clip. I'll let you finish your thought first.
No, it's like there's a lot of things that the game doesn't tell you, like where to start quest lines, how to do something, because there's so many different campaigns and quest lines and chapters and things built into the game, and it's all fed to you through like text boxes, and it's not like his
notifications and shit.
Like, yeah, his like tutorials aren't like explained to you as like a new player experience in an atmosphere and an environment. They're just kind of like you read it, right? And there's a lot of them, and while I get that, everybody skips those anyways. Let's be real.
Yeah, and this series actually, and he doesn't do a very good job of telegraphing this, but this series is all about evaluating like the opening hours of an MMO.
Yeah.
And also just peppering in like sort of meta commentary about the game you can get by searching Reddit.
Yep.
It's amazing. Like, I think it's amazing that he gets away with it sometimes.
It does seem very like low bar.
But he leans on the fact that he kind of understands what the genre can do and what people get out of it. Like, he really leans on that sort of understanding to fill in the blanks on a game and only play it for a couple of hours and then can extrapolate out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think he doesn't get it right. Like, I still don't. I should go back and rewatch his New World critique. He did a bunch of them. God help me.
Oh yeah, he did.
Now that I've sort of let go of the idea of being a New World player, because I remember feeling like he really missed what was good about the game because he only engaged in the fucking trivial basic early shit. And another problem is he plays these games single player for like 3 or 4 hours and does a whole video about it called Worst MMO Ever. He hasn't actually experienced the social scene of the game. He doesn't actually play the game as it's played by the community of people who enjoy it in the modern era. It's all just like, here's the first evening of playing it, and here's what I can imagine about the rest. I don't know. Like it seems kind of smarmy. It seems kind
totally
of smarmy.
Well, I mean, he's kind of smarmy.
But then again,
that aside,
I think that's part of why he gets away with it, because that's kind of like his character.
Oh yeah, totally is his character.
I mean, he's just kind of an elitist prick.
Yeah, kind of leans into it too. He embraces it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't knock him for it. You know, all those big content creators do it. Asmongold, titty streamers.
Well, they don't all be pricks, but they all have a persona. I mean, hell,
they all have a persona that they lean into. Yeah.
Even I have a persona here. If I can just figure out what that is, that'd be great, though.
No, you're not a prick though, so you got that going for you.
Kai, sounds like a weak criticism, IMO. You guess the game is a lot more bloated with content now, but that was never an issue when you played it. In fact, you'd say it was one of the easiest MMOs to get into. Interesting.
It's still super easy to get into. You can literally just jump into the game and start playing. And really, you don't need the tutorials.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a huge thing. Like, I think Destiny and Warframe massively suffer from that problem, where it's just totally opaque to new players what you should be doing. It's even opaque to me what I should be doing to play Destiny. I think I assume that there's way more content in there than there is, because the game makes it seem like there's a lot going on. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about Destiny anymore. Kai, the initial free to play was very limited though, which is why a lot of people refer to it as freemium at the time. Interesting. Yeah, Guild Wars 2 did something like that too with its free to play, where it's kind of shitty free to play.
Yes. Well, so I actually think SWToR has a pretty good free to play model when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Because what they do is there's actually 3 tiers. There's full free to play. There's what's called premium, and then there's subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
So you subscribe, you just get everything. You get all the expansions, all the content, no limits. You can create whatever characters you want. It's like
So you get the whole game. You
get the whole
unlock.
game. Yeah, you don't have to buy any of the expansions separately. You just get it all.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's one of the biggest critiques about Destiny you can levy against it, is it's just like,
oh yeah.
I can't believe they get away with. Like, could you imagine spending $40 on Shadowkeep?
No, I mean yes, I did, sort of,
Yeah.
in a roundabout way, I
I
suppose.
feel like it's so funny your account got ganked.
Oh, that's part of my issue with the Destiny community is like the feedback. Like people should have been outraged at that. Like there were so many people that lost their account. People should have been outraged. But nobody was because they just let it get away with it.
And that's
it's
like that's that community, man. They just let Bungie get away with it every time. Bungie can do
so bad.
whatever they want, and their community lets them get away with it. They delete half their gear. They get rid of half the game. They delete half the accounts, and it's just like, please, can I grind some more weapons, sir? God damn, people. Play another video game.
But oh yeah, back to the
I'm definitely putting that in my video essay.
Yeah, I think you should. But SWToR has a middle tier called Premium, where if you can get it through either the easiest way to get it is you actually just subscribe for a month. So you pay $15 basically, and you get a slew of unlocks. You permanently unlock expansions once you pay for it once. You permanently unlock some things for character creation, among other things like in-game tangible things, quality of life aspects, and like real content. So that's what most people who don't pay for the game will pay a little bit, and they'll get that if they don't want to subscribe. And then they can unlock
So it's a little a la carte.
It's a little a la carte, and you can unlock certain aspects via the store. It's very customizable for how you want to, if you don't want to subscribe.
Okay, and what's the cost to just get everything?
$15 a month.
Oh, and all that stuff is less than $15 a month? All the other ones?
All the other stuff is, yeah, I mean, if you were to buy all of the stuff that a subscriber benefit gets you, it would cost you more. Like if you were just to buy it from the store, I don't know what that would be, but it would probably be much higher, significantly higher. Like nowhere close.
I think part of the reason, so it wasn't just the combat; it's the awful looking UI of this game. This looks like it was designed. This looks like a Windows 95 skin. This fucking UI.
Yeah, the character screens aren't the greatest. The UI inventory is not super cool, but you play it for the world that it puts you in. The voice acting,
yeah, it's doing all this
which
shit
are
that I don't
undeniable.
want. That I want Bungie to be doing with Destiny. It seems like it's maybe I do need to try it, dude.
Well, and SWToR leans into it. Like they know that what their game hinges upon is well-voiced stories, engaging dialogue. In fact, that's why it's actually floundering right now, because the most recent 2 like expansions, I guess you could call them that, haven't been as engaging as the Fallen Empire arcs over those 2 expansions.
Oh, that's some with those badass cutscenes at the twins.
Yes. Oh, and they were so good. I mean, and yeah, the most recent couple
I don't
have
even
had
know
really
how
good ones.
But like those cutscenes are some of the best Star Wars visual content ever made.
It really is. And in game though, the story is excellent to play through.
That's cool.
You feel they do a very good job of making you feel attached to your character, making it feel like it's a character-driven story that you care about, where you care about your own character and the side characters and your companions that go along with them, right? You feel attached to your companions.
Okay. Well, I can't just sit here, play action games, and complain about shitty stories, and not play story games that have maybe shittier action. That seems a little hypocritical.
Oh,
You
that does
you're
pose an
slowly
interesting one.
convincing me to play a video game, Will. Good for you. Good for you,
The
dude.
issue is
Can I ask you a
SWToR.
question, though? Hang on. I have to pay attention
Yeah.
to hold that thought for a second. People have been talking in chat, and I haven't been
Oh, let's
doing
catch
a
up.
very good streamer job here. Um, Kai, like an hour ago, said free to play is very limited. Freemium. Yeah, okay, we talked about that.
Mhm.
Kai, I think today's SWToR is a lot more similar to what we think of as free to play now. Okay. Henry says the NPC dialogue stuff is nice, especially when you're doing it as a party. Oh, how does party dialogue work?
Um, Basically, you all hear the same thing. You can't skip it unless everybody agrees to skip it. And if you're in a party, like
I
and if you're in a
like that.
flashpoint, yeah, and if you're in a flashpoint where there's like selectable dialogue depending on who's going to speak, it randomly chooses what character is going to speak, but you each choose one of the 3 or 4 options, and whatever gets the most votes,
Oh,
that's
I
what
like
you do.
that. It makes it part of the party experience.
Yeah, it totally does.
Oh, that's cool. That's kind of classy.
And I can be in your story, and you can be in my story, and you'll like see each other's characters in armor with weapons in the story instance, like in the cutscenes. It's very well done.
Kai says, ironically, this is the reason why he quit the game because the content was catering very heavily to single player and casual PvE players.
Oh, 100%. There's PvP in the game. It's not difficult.
I could
People
not
aren't that
imagine
great.
playing PvP in this game. One of my very first interviews before I even turned the webcam on was with a Guild Wars 2 guild leader named Muriel the Moon, and she's actually a hardcore SWTOR PvP player.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. The 70s porn stash is glorious. I have mustache anecdotes I can share with you in a minute, but I want to get back to that. What else? ETA is one of the easiest and most to get into. Kai's like a weak criticism because the game is a lot more. Oh, we already said that. Because the play is like a single player game, it's very easy for a brand new player to immerse themselves in the game without needing to branch out and interact with more complex MMO stuff. By the time they need to engage with any of that stuff, they've played for the tens of hours and have familiarized themselves with a lot of the basics. Rogue Wolf said, "Hit me harder, Daddy Bungie." Absolutely. I'm definitely putting that in my video essay.
Oh, I certainly took it from him.
The world PvP was broken from the beginning because the engine can't handle multiple players on the screen. No engine seems to do that very well, other than maybe PlanetSide, and then that's arguable. So, Will, if we were to play this, or Max, whatever the hell your name is there content that you and I could do together that we would enjoy doing together?
I mean, I would just play a new character. So, frankly, the thing that's the most interesting.
Go ahead.
Like if I was to recommend somebody new playing it, is to play through one of the class stories. Like pick one that you might have a little bit of like foreknowledge in to kind of know what you're getting into, and choose with a little so that you can pick a good one that's going to be intriguing, and that's playable by yourself. Somebody else can do it with you, but it's not quite there's a lot of like solo stuff that person wouldn't be involved in, but it's still very good. But as soon as you get out of the single player like story, you can pretty much move directly into the first like Fallen Empire expansion, and that can be played with 2 players. And
how many hours is this would you estimate this class campaign to be?
I'd say the class campaign is somewhere between 15 and 20 hours probably.
Okay.
So it's not terribly long. The leveling experience is just served to you right on a platter.
Yeah.
Especially if you subscribe, you get like bonus XP.
So you're always playing the story. You aren't like grinding levels in order to do more story stuff, right?
And there are dungeons that are like baked into the story that you can do, and you can frankly do them. You don't have to be in a group, so it allows you to do them solo, or it'll pair you with somebody if somebody else is doing it. The player base is small.
Okay.
So, but it's all baked in as part of the story. Like it's just an extension of what you're experiencing at that point in time.
This looks like.
But yeah, there is a hump to get over. You have to look past flaws. There are certainly plenty.
Well, what would you say those are?
Combat's clunky.
Yeah.
Inventory management's really dumb. There's not a whole lot explained to you from a stat standpoint. Like really, most players who play it at that level just probably don't interact with that aspect of the game. So
Right.
if you overlook those components, then you can have a fun Star Wars experience where you can kind of like, well, the hope is that you learn to like your character and you kind of get invested in his development, and you kind of build your own story in your mind, right, about what your character is. And that's kind of what I've done for the characters that I've played.
That sounds
I
fun.
have a story in my
How
mind
much?
of what my character's like.
How important is like crafting in the item game and that kind of stuff? Is it opt in? Is it like
It's opt in. You don't need to do it.
okay?
Like none of it's required now. Maybe at
'Cause
one point in time for end game.
I think if I were gonna
existed.
play this game, I would just like to experience the story content, and I wouldn't. And it'd be fun to do it socially.
Oh, absolutely.
But I
Play
don't think
through
I.
it, experience some of the cutscenes.
I don't imagine I'd care for. I don't know. I don't know. I'll sleep on it probably.
Yeah, I mean, the overworld content itself isn't that engaging. So the one big downside is you will find yourself in some instances going from story content to story content with some like, not necessarily there's collection quests in between and things like that you kind of gloss through as you go to get to the substantial story. And there's a lot of substantial story, but you also have to do that
There's filler
taxing
content,
between.
is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Of course, it's an MMO. I expect some of that. What does the open world gameplay in this game look like? Is it relevant? Is it there?
Sort of. I mean, the world is cool, and I think it looks cool. Like the scenes can be epic, like battles
I got to
between
look at this
armies.
like KOTOR 3 when I play it, I think, and not like
Mhm.
an MMO. And then maybe I can enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a different lens. Absolutely.
Kai says they watered down the instance PvP quite significantly, went from focusing on 8v8 to 4v4. You could no longer queue in groups of 8 for the 8v8, which killed all the guild rivalries. Ugh, that's brutal.
Oh yeah,
Questing
PvP's dead in the
The
game.
questing is pretty bad. It's mostly redundant content. And now you level so fast through just the main story. Yeah, it sounds like the game has really given up on in a lot of ways on sort of the MMO vision. It's just like, okay, we know what people play this game for.
Yep.
We're just gonna make that, and everything else is gonna be super, super optional.
But at least through the main class story, the side missions, while you don't need to do them, and while some of the stuff is, repetitive, there's actual story baked into why you're doing what they do, and it's all voice acted still. So if nothing, it's just intriguing to do it for some of that. And you got some choices baked in there too. You can make light side choices, dark side choices to build the persona in your mind.
As a story-focused game, it's massively overrated. Say more, Kai. Say more. Because all I hear is glowing stuff about the story in this game, including from you, Max. And I secretly suspect that it's not actually good. It's just like MMO good. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I get what you're saying.
Like how is this going to compare to playing The Witcher 3?
Yeah, so Kai just said it, like the Imperial Agent storyline. Yeah, so as far as they're not all equal. All classes are all.
I think I've heard
stories
about
are
this.
equal.
I think I've read articles of, like ranking the different like
Yeah.
class stories. But how much of it? But I mean, if that's only the first week or two of gameplay anyway, then after that you're doing what? I guess expansion campaigns is what you'd be doing.
Fallen
after that?
Empire, Fallen Empire stuff is what you would pivot to pretty much immediately.
And is that story content? I mean, you said it's really good, Kai. I wonder what you think. Kai is a party pooper. Yeah. Well, it's good to have a party pooper in the mix.
Agreed.
Ground your expectations. I also know that I would agree that Kai is indeed a party pooper. All the questing is cutscenes and voice acting, but what you're actually doing is just fetch and kill quests. Yeah, that's the thing about it
Mhm.
that I sensed when I played it is that the cutscenes and dialogue, like I don't know, like they weren't cutsceney and dialogue-y enough, and everything between them was so bad. I literally didn't make it into my second hour of the game, and I thought
Yeah.
I would enjoy it. It's Star Wars, man.
Well, and this is probably the dirty secret, right? If you wanted just to kind of experience it and you didn't care as
Watch the
much
fucking
about like,
YouTube video. I knew
yeah,
you were
just
gonna
watch
say
a
that.
fucking YouTube video. Yeah,
But I
exactly. You
don't
can watch
want it
somebody
that
play through it.
much. The whole reason to play a video game is because it's interactive.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the reason why I haven't watched a video about the Valve the Disciple raid, because I want to, save that experience for actually playing it if I ever do
Yeah.
it.
The aspect I like and what drew me to it is I like being able to like build my character in my head and
Yeah, you have like
kind of
a
know what the story is for them.
you
And I
have like
enjoy that aspect.
you have the real role playing bone in you, where you like having a character, you like fussing over the characters and their stuff and like how
What
they're
they look
built and
like.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like it's one of the things that gets more and more lost from more modern MMOs. Like think about WoW retail, where it's like,
Oh, right.
although Dragonfly's bringing back talent trees, man. So I don't know.
Which is cool. No, it could make it cool. But I
Yeah.
do the same thing in single player games, right? And that's like some of my favorite single player games are ones that I put myself in there. I build up a story about my character in my head that then kind of persists through as I play the game. And that's kind of how I immerse myself in whatever world it is, right?
Like what? Name a game.
Oh, I totally did that in all the Mass Effect series. Oh, the biggest example is the Dragon Age series. That's where that really kind of took off for me. That's where I did that.
It's veneer over the top that tricks people into thinking it has a good story. Well, I definitely feel like I need a break from
Yeah.
first person shooters after trying to appreciate Destiny.
I think you have good games on your list aside from SWToR, frankly.
I mean, having good games isn't the problem. Like, there's plenty of good games. The question is, what is a relevant game that's relevant to my interests, and also to, I hate to say this, but relevant to y'all, my audience. Like, that's a part of it too.
I think you know the game I would say.
This one?
No.
What would you say?
My vote would be Disco Elysium, just for the philosophical aspects of the game.
Yeah,
Some of the
I do
morality
owe it to
choices that are
myself
baked
to
in
play
there.
that.
You certainly do.
I guess I'm sort of afraid of doing single player content on the stream. I'm afraid no one will watch because there's no community component to it.
I mean, I'd watch through a playthrough of that game. I've already played through it twice now.
Really?
Yeah. It's always interesting to see like choices that different people. It's the sort of game where looking at the choices other people make is interesting. Because it's all very like subjective.
Right. There aren't like as many right answers. It's more like
I would even go so far to say that there aren't any right answers. Like that's just the kind of game it is. You can feel like there's a right answer, but somebody else might feel differently.
But it's your right answer. It's not the right
Yeah,
answer.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the game frames it really well though too, to make it feel like it's your right answer.
Kai, you did the role playing thing as well when you played. The game had a family dynasty kind of system where people could have role playing incentives to create alts. Oh, that's kind of cool.
The legacy system.
I don't ever play alts in video games.
Alts are the Star Wars Old Republic like wet dream for players. You just
Well,
create
yeah.
a bunch of alts, play through all the different stories.
But it seems like it's not a long tail thing, because all the class differentiated stories is front loaded, right? And then after that, it's all the same no matter what you play.
At the bones level, yes. But based on your choices, it does build up a different narrative and different directions that you can go.
Why is this
depending
game,
on the choices you make?
This game is so ridiculous looking.
It is. That's also the big
I
downside.
think one of the
right?
problems is
art
it
style.
doesn't, at some level, it doesn't look like Star Wars somehow.
God, I know. Like I would much prefer the Galaxy's realism artwork approach to this.
If you took if you took, I mean, clearly they're trying to copy World of Warcraft's cartoony art style here,
Yep.
and but if you take lightsabers out and get rid of like the ridiculous like like fighter craft UI thing that they're going for, it you couldn't even tell it was Star Wars
No, it'd be Wildstar then.
visually.
Right?
You know,
Visually, it'd be like Wildstar.
I guess there's
I
the
mean, Wildstar
ships and
was Star
stuff.
Wars without Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been thinking about World of Warcraft and New World lately. I don't know if I actually want to jump back in and play either. New World, I don't know if there's any content for me to actually play, but I still
Does not.
there's still something about that game that that nags at the back of my brain. I don't know what it is. It's the same feeling I got with Destiny, Will, where like
Mhm.
I just kind of need an excuse to jump in because there's kind of like something about it that bothers me.
An experience that you kind of want to have again, or
Yeah,
something that
like
you didn't think you get.
yeah, and the way I say it in my essay is it's not that I it's not that I found Destiny lacking. It's more like I never got to the good part. I think that's the truth of how I've always felt about this game. Now, after having gone through this process and playing through Witch Queen, especially after doing the dungeon with you, I feel like I did get to the good part. Honestly.
hmm
And I feel like going to do the raid or the new dungeon would just be like the same kind of experience that like but different. And that would be cool. Still want to do those things. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Destiny anymore. Kai, you think it's been part of their problem with long-term player retention? The best content in the game is all front-loaded. And in terms of the later expansion stuff you've played, nothing is even close to the level of original class stories. You think that's fair, Will?
Oh, I don't know. I think I
Those Twi'lek
disagree a little
ships,
bit.
let's fucking go.
I
Yeah,
think
baby.
the
Sorry.
Fallen Empire story with Arkin and the sister and the Valkorian Emperor, that was all, I'd say, better than the class story.
Okay.
The main my main issue with it though is it is all the same for all the different classes, right?
Yeah,
It's just
they
what
gave up on the
it's the same
class story
story.
stuff. Same thing as
Yeah.
same as Guild Wars 2.
Yeah,
The
yeah, same sort of idea.
the idea of having a split story is just it's too costly. It's too difficult to do.
hmm I will say the later expansions, they don't feel as good if you're not playing a force wielding class.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably play a force wielding class anyway. Like
Yeah,
mainly because I
just
want to
from
play a
a
melee
flavor
character.
standpoint.
Honestly, because like uh, the warrior alternative would be like the trooper, right? But the trooper is like a range based class.
Warrior would be like the Sith Juggernaut or Jedi Guardian.
Yeah, exactly.
Trooper actually might be the worst class story.
That's too bad. They had that great trailer with the trooper
Yeah,
at the
oh
start.
yeah. He's such a cool character.
This series of trailers they had, man.
I sometimes just go back and watch them in
This
4K.
game looks it kind of reminds me of Elder Scrolls Online and how junky it looks.
Yeah.
Like this is
Lots
just
of cosmetics though.
it just looks so junky in its presentation. Like all it's trying to do is cram a lot of stuff into the UI. This UI is so
Dated.
like it makes me appreciate Destiny's UI, you know? Which it may be a little overwrought at times, but at least when you're in it, you feel like an adult. I feel like I'm playing like a tablet gotcha game when I look at stuff like this.
I mean, this UI did also come out like 3 years before Destiny 1, right?
Yeah, but there were good UIs at that time too. This came out a
There
year before
were.
Guild Wars 2, and the Guild Wars 2 UI is very classy. It's a little undercooked in places, but it's very
I'd say it's a
classy.
little missing in some things.
Yeah, like I said, undercooked, but it's classy. What's there?
hmm
Um, Henry, you had a trooper. He was the bravest man in the galaxy, but then you lost your cool 3-letter name to a server merge. I guess he lost all of his mojo when he lost that name, huh, Henry? It happened to me with World of Warcraft, actually. Funny enough. my oldest character's name was DG. The letter's DG. And I got fucking reported.
What?
I got fucking reported because my name was too short.
That's a thing? You could get reported for having too short of a name?
In 2005, you could.
God.
Kai,
Sorry,
you really
wasn't
did like the
RP enough.
companion stories. That's actually some of the best story in the game because it's fleshing out all these characters you spend so much time with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. 99% of the mojo is in the name. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm talking myself out of playing this game now.
I would talk yourself out of it.
You don't think I'd like it?
No, I don't.
Other than Disco Elysium, what do you think I'd like?
That's tough. You're very particular when it comes to games that you choose to play.
Yeah.
Very
I am.
limited from a single player consumption standpoint.
Yeah, there's not a lot. I tend to get kind of obsessed with whatever I'm playing and just never stop playing it ever.
Yeah, I mean, the only telling sign is that you put so much time into modding Elder Scrolls, right?
Yeah.
That's modding it. You didn't actually necessarily play the game. When
It's
came
true.
out.
I spent way more time modding it and playing. I still have that Sky. I wonder if it works. I want to launch it and see if it works. Let's see if my Skyrim mod works. So where were you going with that when you were saying that?
Well, I was just kind of postulating on what kind of falls into that camp when I think about that.
Of Skyrim modding? No other video game.
No other video
Maybe
game really
Roblox?
does that. Roblox. That's it.
Mod organizer.
And you've never been much of an RPG player, so you
No,
kind of have to rule some of those out for the most part.
Not really. I tend to I can enjoy action RPGs that have good storytelling, like The Witcher. I really liked
Mass Effect, The Witcher, yeah.
But I never beat Blood and Wine.
Oh, that'd be worth going and playing. That's good. Blood and Wine was good.
I think that I think I didn't want The Witcher to be light. I think that bothered me at the time. I think I was too depressed to have The Witcher be light. Maybe I should go back and have a little levity in my life. With Blood and
You
Wine.
mean like some of the comedy aspects in The Witcher 3?
I mean, in the whole setting, like this idyllic French countryside or wherever it is. Why can't I see him there? Skyrim model.
But that's the satire in it, right? It's like this idyllic French countryside with just rampant murder and monsters just underneath the veneer.
Right, but even that distance is sort of whimsical, right?
Yeah,
it's
that's a good
whimsy.
point. The Ghost Riders, right? The Wild Hunt Ghost Riders. Even that's a little whimsical.
All right, let's see if Skyrim will work here. I've been deliberately not updating my Skyrim executable so that all my old mods continue to work.
There's also Elden Ring.
Yes, that's true. I don't know. I think I can go back and play that game at any time.
You can.
I feel no rush to play any of the Souls games. Hang on. The way to go with this is to load one of my old mods where I have all my settings configured. These old saves. Which one of these characters did I actually do work with? For a little while, I thought I was going to do a Skyrim playthrough on screen.
How many times have you thought that?
I gave up on the idea a while ago because I realized I didn't actually want to play Skyrim. Like that wasn't why I was doing it. Here's a save that I went pretty far with.
Did you ever play BioShocks? The BioShocks?
No. I tried BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite, and I bounced off of both of them.
Yeah, you don't like those. You wouldn't like the Dishonored series then, probably.
I have that in my Steam inventory. Bad luck bought me one of the Dishonored games, and he's still pissed I never played it.
Jesus.
Holy shit. Mouse input. Okay. That's better. Is this character already sort of figured out? No.
Oh, you know, that's the
I'll just start
the dev room, right? Where you get to choose all your shit at the statue.
Yeah. This is one of the mods. It lets you choose your starting conditions and whether or not you're going to do the story or however you want to.
I think I've installed this one myself.
BioShock was legendary. I thought the narrative stuff in it was like a little too. I don't know, like the pitch of it was like a little too like had too much like sugar in it. Like it was just way too like blah, like way too sweet, way too in your face. I don't know. It had the subtlety of a sledgehammer, you know? And I actually just didn't like the combat in it, like surprisingly. Kai, the biggest thing that keeps you from going back is the fact that it's unplayable now. You can't actually get an accessible connection. They deleted APAC servers and West Coast servers. Wow, for SWToR they deleted West Coast servers?
Yeah, they have US mega servers and like EU mega servers now.
All right.
Downsizing.
What race should I make? I've always been partial to orcs.
I like orcs.
All right, we'll do an orc. I'm not going to change what he looks like. I don't really care.
Ooh. That's pretty good.
His name will be Zug.
Fitting.
Zug. Now a whole bunch of scripts are going to run.
Did you ever play through the Deus Ex games?
No. I think I tried the original Deus Ex once, but I could never get it working technically.
Human Revolution, the kind of like prequel, revamp of the series. Those are fun.
I don't think I want a single player game, dude.
That's maybe you don't.
Like I like community games. I want to talk to people about the experiences I'm having. You know. Okay, what mods is this? Select class. What is this?
You should do stream session Sea of Thieves.
I played Sea of Thieves once, actually. It seemed cool, but I don't understand why you would play it more than once.
You play it. It's a game all about the experiences with other players.
Yeah, I suppose so. So what would stream Sea of Thieves look like?
Well, the hope would be like you'd be on a ship, and the intent would be you want to go in and get in a ship battle with another ship that you encounter, chase them down and fight it out, and steal their loot or have your loot stolen.
When you're playing that game, are you playing in an open world with a bunch of other players, or is it like sessioned off?
It's sort of like sharded and sessioned, but people will load in over time, right? So if like players leave, it'll load in new players into your particular session. It's like sharded almost.
Mm-hmm.
But it keeps your shard busy. And if worst case, you just leave and join a new one, right? Because there's nothing really, unless you're like trying to haul loot for the cosmetic rewards that you're gonna get, right?
Yeah,
which are cool, but
yeah. Shuffle's back from getting a dog. Is your dog okay, man? Like how did that go? You don't know what mechanism you have to make the neighbor pay. Best you could do is eat the cost and report to animal control. Yeah, if it were me, I would ask the vet. Because probably they've dealt with animal attacks before and have seen situations like that, and they might have. They probably aren't the ones who can instrumentalize it, but they might be able to point you in the right direction. Animal control might be an option, but I mean that's kind of like a nuclear option potentially. Like unless you want them to go take your neighbor's dog away, which maybe you do. The cops also occur to me too, but I don't know if the cops would get involved with something. They just don't
They'll
know.
probably defer you in the U.S., yeah.
Yeah, the main thing is just talk to your neighbor. And if they can't pay for the whole thing, find some other way they can make it whole with you. But anyway, do what you gotta, man. Google says call cops to have a record. Yeah, I think that sounds really smart. Even if the cops do nothing, just get them to log it.
A report is something.
And this happened today, I guess. So do it while it's fresh. Don't wait. You have a witness. That's very good. That's something you tell the cops. Yeah, like I feel like right now the thing to do is just sort of establish the paper trail of what happened, and make sure that your story has the force of authority. Make it so that your neighbor can't come back in a week and be like, "Oh, actually, your dog attacked mine."
Yeah.
I'm really sorry that happened to you, dude. Anyway. Okay, what else do I have to do to make this character playable? I don't have to do... Oh, I need to go to the MCM. What do I have to do in here? Mod configuration. I need to set up AGO. I don't think I'm going to use bows. All geared up. What do I use for this? NPC enable weapons. Shield on back. This is why I need to load up an old save, because I have all these settings figured out.
Oh, already done.
Campfire. I don't... Clothing fixes. Dual wheel pairing. So keep that off. Oh, I have Sky Voice going. Forgot about that. I wish that mod was more responsive. It uses the Windows voice dictation features, so you can speak shouts into the mic.
Oh, I remember you showing me that.
It works, but it's slow.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. I need to turn off time blocking and smiling. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about all this shit right now. I don't think I need to. OTK dodge. Yeah, I need to do that. So we're going to do... Yeah, that's fine. Dodge, roll, short, press dodge, dodge. Step dodge. Want that turned on. If I were to remod this today, I would probably trim some of this shit out. But the cost in terms of effort to reevaluate all this stuff is just really high.
Probably really high.
I would never go to this much effort again to mod Skyrim, I don't think. This has all happened before I started streaming. Oh, swords on back? Definitely want that. That's cool as shit. Dagger. I think dagger on back hit looks cool. Shield. Bows, we gotta do frostfall bow. Like that. There's reasons for all this stuff. I think that's it. I think we can actually play the game now. Now we need to choose.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
Choose where our new life shall begin. I arrived on board a ship. I own property in one of the holds. I'm a new member of a guild. I'm a patron at a local inn. I'm a soldier in the army. Been caught crossing the border illegally, the vanilla start. I want to escape this cell. I'm an outlaw in the wilds. I'm a vigilant of Stendar. I'm camping in the woods. I've always liked that one. I was shipwrecked off the coast. I am a vampire in a secluded lair. I'm a necromancer in a secret location. I'm a warlock's thrall. Man, I don't know what the fuck that looks like.
That one sounds weird.
I was attacked and left for dead. I'm an addict in a skooma den.
I like that one.
Man, I forgot how many of these there were. I'm an adventurer in a Dwemer ruin. I'm an alchemist camping in the wilderness. I have arrived at Angie's camp in Falkreath Hold. I'm a beggar. I was attacked by a dragon. I've been thrown in jail. I'm a wandering mercenary traveling to Skyrim. I'm a wandering merchant traveling to Skyrim. I'm a pilgrim at a temple. I was imprisoned by the Thalmor. I was slain by a vampire and laid to rest.
Oh, so you start as a vampire?
Yeah, I assume so. I'm a warlock in a secluded lair. I'm a werewolf at Frostmoon Crag. I'm a pilgrim at a sacred site. I live in an orcish stronghold. Surprise me.
Surprise me.
Oh.
God, that's a dice roll.
Anyone on the stream have a vote for one of these? Hang on a second, gents. Be right back.
Skooma addict. Yeah. I think the soldier one you start already as part of either the Imperials or the White Cloaks. Or not White Cloaks, whatever the name of the other faction is. Oh, there are two factions, Kai. Basically. One are like the rebellious locals, the other are like the Imperials that come in from some sort of central location to like apply their influence. That's it. Fucking Stormcloaks. Jeez.
Hello, friends. That was a bit longer than we expected, wasn't it? I haven't seen my wife all day. She popped up and wanted to say hello, so I wanted to say hello to her too. Let's get caught up. Oh, I can't scroll the stream chat because I can't actually get out of this. Get out of this thing. I'm not asleep yet, Kai, but I'm definitely on the way there. Getting into character for the crack addict playthrough. He pulled out, I'm gonna lay down for just a sec. The ambiance has got you dozing off like a Jeff Bridges sleep track. Yeah, Skyrim ambiance is something else, man. What happens if you pick the soldier one? If you pick the soldier one, what it does is it starts you at the quest as though you had just found one of the either the Stormcloaks or the Imperials, and it gives you the quest to go find the. There's some kind of artifact that you chase down, and once you do it, you're officially part of the military. I'm not sure what it does to the main quest, but it does start you there. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna get some sleep. I was gonna play. I think I might come back to this though and play some more of this, especially if y'all are interested in it. I've loved this game. Like
leaving your life to chance, so be it.
Like Destiny, I feel like there's something for me to learn here. Okay, I just hit surprise me. I'm not gonna actually play it, but I want to see what we get. You're supposed to be working on your art test this week, but you're gonna have to reschedule a couple of days. Hope the studio's okay with that. Yeah, man, just tell people that your dog got attacked and you're dealing with bullshit, man. People understand. People understand, or they should anyway. All right, let's see what we got. Living in an orcish stronghold, what we got.
In the longhouse. Come back during the day if you wish to trade.
Oh, look at how obnoxiously beautiful this game is. I don't even care that it's a decade old. Admittedly, I have a lot of mods here, but it has aged remarkably well. Oh, look, I'm at orcish armor. Let's go. I like that. I have some weapons. Got an axe. And a shield. Shields on the back. Looks so good. Look at that. You guys have an orc after all. Good night, Chris. I'm on my way there too. Right, what else did I miss in terms of stream chat? I feel bad. Wandering Merc sounds pretty orky, Henry says. Yeah, I think that does. Although Skooma Addict is your fave. I wonder about the Skooma Addict one. Surprise me. Surprised. Okay, so everyone, you have 2 votes for surprise. 1 vote for crack addict. 2 votes for crack addict. You could put this game on. This. Especially if you didn't hear the voices. Like the rain. Why does this world feel so fucking good? Bane Raven. What time of day is it? It's night. to get some rest. It's like my out-of-game character. Thane, how's things? Things are okay, man. Things are okay. I think I'm winding the clock. I think I'm winding up down my time on Destiny, looking towards new experiences. I'm just vibing. I'm actually about to finish up here and just call it because I'm beat. Look, no rain under the hut. That's a mod. I guess there's a little bit. Oh, look, there's a little rain because there's a hole there. Oh, that's so cool. Probably pleases me more than it should. Orcs are blacksmiths, confirmed. We have a mine here? Nice, dude. Am I the legal owner of this mine? Can I just get stuff?
Malakath has given me the task to mine. Good ore brings strength to our people.
Are there other strongholds out there?
There are a few great strongholds worthy to talk about. Dushnik Yar, Morkazgur, Narzulbur, and Lagerspur.
Narzulbur, that's
Fight well.
You too, Dulu. Just trolling. What are we mining here, boys?
I'm here to mine, Outlander. So unless you want to dig, get out.
Call me an Outlander, bitch? Is my skin not like green to you? Code of Malakath. A Sellsword's Guide to the Orc Strongholds by Amanda Alea Mercenary. I'm not reading this. How does this work after you select something to start with? So, the way it works is, basically, everything that's not the main quest works like you would expect it to. And if you want to start the main quest, what you have to do is you have to go close to Helgen. There will be an event that plays where you'll see the dragon fly overhead. And then it'll give you a quest to check a nearby cave for some reason. And it'll pick up the main quest at the point where you escort either Rayloff or what's his name? I can't think of the Imperial guy. You know where in the opening story section you can choose to escape with either the Stormcloak guy or the Imperial guy. You can choose to save one of them from like a cave-in, and then it picks up when you're walking down the path to Riverwood. And you go through the whole Riverwood sequence where they're like, you should go talk to Whiterun. And you need to go to, and then you can go do Bleak Falls Barrow. But it makes it so that you can choose to do that or not. I think it's pretty cool. I think it also makes it so that they don't call you Dragonborn in dialogue, but I'm not sure about that. It's a pretty cool mod. Does the base game actually support alternate roleplay starts in terms of your interactions with the world? Maybe? I think that there are a lot of voice lines where they call you Dragonborn. And I actually did hear of a mod that uses voice synthesis technology in order to say your character's name in the voice of all the characters who are speaking, rather than let's have a little sit. This is nice. Wow, this is really nice. Let's take off our helmet. I'll be a little more comfortable. There we go. We're just vibing. Do I have any like common clothes? I guess not. Just armor. That's my boy Zug. If you're a crack addict, can you play the game as a crack addict? Is there enough stuff to do where we basically... No. So, all these alternate starts, all they do is they give you different points to hook into the existing. Like for example, this Orcish stronghold, all it did was it gave me Orcish armor, made me friendly to the orcs, and put me in the stronghold. That's it. There's no story around it. There's no quest that comes up. It's it lets you choose a different starting point in the Skyrim narrative sandbox. Thane, I've been thinking a lot about World of Warcraft lately, man. Thane, are you planning to play Wrath Classic? Thinking about it. Do you want to see this the Skooma Addict start, Kai? I can do it for you. Maybe next time. All right, let's go inside and get some Z's. Here's the longhouse. Now, will I be able to sleep here? Will I own a bed? Look, everyone's dining. Oh my God, look at that.
I'm Borguk's forge wife. I shape all the steel for the stronghold.
I'm sure you're awesome at it too, Carol. Just keep up the good work.
I serve my chief and my brothers by working in the mines. It's the only place fit for an aging orc. We honor the bravest fighters, but I have seen many types of bravery in my travels.
Cool. This must be my bed, right? No, not quite. Orcish battle axe of the Greybeards? Deals magic damage while near high Hrothgar? That's definitely one of my mods at work. You get the idea. Okay. You've seen other people do these alternate starts, but you were never sure how detailed the world of Skyrim is by itself. The world is very, very detailed. Most of what I have in here from a story perspective is just vanilla Skyrim. I have not modded in any narrative content. The game is quite broad, even at vanilla. Ooh, there's a cellar down. What's in his cellar? Probably just meat, right? But there could be like a prisoner or something. Are there bunks?
I am Borguk's mother and wise woman to our tribe, Outlander. Most of my kin are in the Longhouse. Come back during the day if you wish to trade.
Every single bed here is owned. Savage. All right, I can see y'all don't want me.
This stronghold respects strength and strength alone.
The temptation to just stay up late and play Skyrim is so high right now. Shuffle. Bobby needs a new yacht, boys. Let's help him get them WoW pre-orders. Are you dissing my interest in World of Warcraft? No. I mean, Shuffle. We're pretty go out into the world. We better put our armor on. Who knows what we want? Where are we? Mark. Oh, we're on the western side of the map. Markarth. Get rid of these. Set destination. So talking to that one orc put all the other orcish strongholds on the map. Narzlbur near Windhelm. Largishbur near Riften. Dushnik Yal. Markar. More Kazgur. I saw. If I were to go, oh man, the mod I have that makes it so that time continues to pass when you're in UI feels so good when it's raining. I can just go up the road north to Markar. A little overnight travel. You hear that? Take that. Do I have a sprint? Yeah. You can dodge it, too. Yeah. The one thing I can't do is fishing. Although apparently the fishing that they added to this game is pretty sus. Have I ever played sandbox games with no set story? Ones where you, as a player, create your own story through role-playing your interactions with the game world? I think the answer is no. With that nerd room. I've always had an interest in those experiences, but without an audience, it's never clear how I should engage. Like, I think I enjoy social role-playing quite a bit, but not solo very much. You know, one of the add-ons I had for this was one that added some Jeremy Soul music that he made that's kind of like Skyrim music, but not Skyrim music. And when I streamed it, I totally got my content copyright taken down. And Jeremy Soul assassinated my Skyrim content. RPGs like Kenshi or grand strategy games like Crusader, sports management games. Maybe. I mean, it's a genre I've not really explored. I've always been so focused on action games. If you want to drop me a couple links on Discord, I'd check it out. A lighting bug or is that lightning? What? Oh, I looked up and it blinded me. Oh my god. You see that? Dead goat. A little ominous. Wow, visibility is ass. Cannot see a thing. You might try to find some more playthroughs where people roleplay in those. Give me an idea of how I could approach them. I'd be interested. Like, I actually got really invested in a playthrough of Oblivion that someone named Sorcerer Dave did on YouTube. That actually the last Skyrim playthrough that I almost started on stream was sort of in the same spirit of what he was trying to do, but I just wasn't. I wasn't able to pull it off. Is this Dragon's Reach? I think so. No. No, I'm nowhere near Dragon. The Salvius Farm. Oh, it's right outside Markarth, I think. If I remember right. Need to go west a little further. Which way, though? Here we go. One thing about this mod is I'm pretty sure that dragon attacks don't begin until you invoke the main story. So I can play the whole game without dragon attacks. Just do the guild's quest lines. You can do the Civil War stuff up to a point, I think. And I can't wait to get out of this rain. This. It's like a beacon or something. I feel like I'm quite an imaginative person. I'd be good at creating my own story. Maybe. I've imagined myself doing it before. I've just never manifested it. Yes, here we go. Markarth. Do I have enough money to afford? Yes, I can afford a night. Well, the cutscene isn't playing. Interesting. Wonder what triggers this. When you come into Markarth, when you're playing the game normally the first time, there's this scene that plays out here where a woman is assassinated.
A man like me makes a lot of enemies. They're always trying to cheat me.
Of course they are. The weather's drying up. That's nice.
New to Markarth? Only burglars and vampires creep around after dark. Which are you?
I agree.
Come on in. The Silverblood Inn has plenty of strong drink and
Hope you're willing to
rooms.
back those words up with your fists. Damn you!
Everyone's coming to see the fight. Back to that. All right. Let's have a seat.
Frobby, our customer needs a drink.
Too lazy to give him a drink. You want a drink?
Why not? What's on the menu,
Depends. Are you
Robbie?
thirsty, hungry, both?
Let's get some ale. And let's see. What can we afford? I spent 31 gold on ale. Okay. How about a chicken dumpling? That sounds lovely. Thanks.
I
Thank
should
you,
remind
Robbie.
Pepper to clean
Be
this
on,
place
be on the
up.
move now. Do I have the third-person food-eating mod installed? I must have gotten rid of that. If I was going to do an RP thing, that would be a fun thing to reinstall. I have baked potatoes, too. Yeah, I have lots of food on me. Look at that. You always try to roleplay your food and drink interactions in these games.
This is the Silverblood Inn. I'll let you figure out who owns it by yourself.
Heard any rumors lately? What? Oh, okay. This is the alternate start mod. It's not voiced because it's trying to create a breadcrumb for me to start the main quest if I want to.
Have you seen that shrine of Azura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see.
Let's run a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Right.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Oh, let's get out of this armor. Ah, much better. Always sleep with the weapon on, though. Let's write down our thoughts for the day. I'm pretty sure there's also a journal mod. Do I still have that installed? Just pretend. Dear Journal. Today, I was kicked out of my stronghold. I arrived in the longhouse, and there was no bed there to greet me. No one would say it, but the writing was on the wall. On that day, I decided to leave. I wandered into the night, through the rain, and found myself at this strange stone hut they call Markarth. It seems I have a little gold, so I've decided to pay for an evening to rest here. We will see what the morning brings. What is that? Strange. Is this thing real? Huh? Are you real? I didn't think so. Bitch. That's right. Alright. Let's get a solid 8 hours. We'll sleep until noon. If I don't go to sleep soon, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Just stop at the inn every night. Always eat and drink before sleeping. I just think there's some fun to be had there. There's some fun to be had there. I'm gonna go call it a night IRL. Kingdom Come Deliverance. I think Will played a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance too. Well, friends, brothers and sisters, time for me to hit the old dusty trail. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like the stream. And if you're not, love your subscription if you want to see me again. Although, perhaps you may not. Whatever the case, I'll be back again. I'll see y'all then. Good night.